little bit busy for works at the moment. South Road at Glenelg, the tram overpass works there. Main North Road, Enfield sluggish and starting to slow up at the moment. Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North. Cameras today, 5 Ash Drive, Pasadena and Adelaide Terrace at Edwardstown. Get the care you deserve at My Car Tyre and Auto. Visit mycar.com.au or call 13 13 28. My Car Tyre and Auto, people first. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers increasing in 25 today. Showers tomorrow, 17. A possible morning shower on Wednesday, also 17. And then 24 for Thursday. At the moment, 19. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, football icon Max Bashier has died. We look back at his remarkable career. ANZ cops a record fine for ripping off customers, even dead ones. Surging heat deaths and billions wiped off the property market. The stark warning from a climate report. And SA's bid for a State of Origin football match. 9 News, your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey, I am flabbergasted, and Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yes, good afternoon, 7 after 4 on this Monday, and welcome to preliminary final week. 4 teams left, but sadly South Australia no longer represented. The Adelaide Crows bundled out in...
Straight set.
Dipper. Coming back to haunt us here on a Monday. Rowey Campo, good afternoon.
Oh, funny, ha-ha, Sammy. I didn't see that one coming. It's curtains for the Crows. You're right, 2025. The ride is over. It came to a grinding halt, quite frankly. Not that we didn't dip it. It was no surprise for most of us. Yes, we choked. Yes, it's straight sets. Yes, these are all the stats, Campo, as I welcome you in shortly. The first top team to lose to an 8th place team in 42 years. Those stats you cannot defend. They're fact. However, as I said to the Brekkie team this morning, I'd much rather have tried and failed, and they did fail, than have finished 15th. Campo, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. And
do you know what I'm trying to say? I said it to Brekkie team. Yeah. I got swept up in the emotion of it. That's bloody sport.
Well, and even Matthew Nick said the state should be, embracing their success there because it's been down for a while, 2017, 8 years.
Spot on.
They've been through the rebuild, so they've done the hard yards, and there's been some hard yards, through that period. But I'm with you, Roy. I'm a bit more half glass full, to be honest, around... Yeah, they didn't get it right in 2 games, but majority of the year they've got a lot to work on, and they found some gaps and that always happens. Look, and I'll say that because they've actually got someone internally in there, and Murray Davis has actually been through the same thing with Brisbane. So you're there going, he understands what 100. Brisbane went through, and look where they are, in terms of what they've been able to do from the disappointment of making a first final series. So I think there's a lot more upside there. But, yeah, disappointing because we all thought that they were probably going to go deeper than what they did.
Yeah. I looked up this saying, a failure is not a loss. It's a gain. You learn, you change, you grow, then succeed. That's now the stage they're in now. They've got another pre-season. They've got another draft, another trade period. The last 3 years, the list management team have done a good job. Crows get to do that with another trade and draft period. I said that. They know exactly what they need, I think. I'm going to ask you that very question. Here's Matty Nick's post-match.
The obvious one is the speed and the intensity and the increasing pressure that comes with finals footy. And until you've actually been there and experienced it, it's a hard one to know what to expect. We got 2 looks at it this year. Some of our players, their first 2 looks. And if you watch the way we play, we're nowhere near our best footy. But you've got to give credit where it's due. The reason that teams are in finals is because of the pressure they bring.
Exactly right. So, Campo, what went wrong?
Well, let's take that conversation that Nixie just said, that grab. So if you look at pressure, so in season there's pressure that the team apply to you, but there's also the perceived pressure of the result and where you want to get to. Now, Adelaide, you could argue, handled the pressure in season pretty well.
They found ways to win games they should never have won.
But did they handle the pressure and the expectation to get through into a grand final? And that's part of the learning. So if you look at what Adelaide did over the course of the year, so they averaged 186. So that's top of the pops in terms of pressure against your opposition. So you keep that number in your head for the listeners at home. That's ranked 1, and Hawthorn will equal with that at 186 as well. Collingwood, they were at 193, so they served up. So they said, "Yep, here you go. We're going to see your 186, and we're going to go here, cop this on the flip side." And they didn't handle it that well, and you saw them panic with the way they kicked the ball inside forward 50. Hawthorn, what do you think they went at against Adelaide in terms of the pressure?
It looked good.
190?
169.
Oh, it was only 169.
Yeah, so once again, so that gives you a perception of perhaps the occasion maybe have got to them a little bit around, geez, we know what Hawthorn are going to bring if we don't win this game, if we do, so they're not, and we've heard a lot around process.
Yep.
They went away from the process and looked a little bit further and perhaps what didn't do. So the pressure was important because Adelaide still brought some pressure to Hawthorn. They went at 182. So it wasn't like they didn't come and put some pressure on Hawthorn. But I just thought in that game in particular, Hawthorn's run and carry and handball receive game just got them on the outside gave Gunston some easy looks at it.
Lines available. Have you say 8223 0000. Yep, straight sets. These are the teams that have done it. Crows this year, GWS in 24, Port in 23, Melbourne in 22, Brisbane in 2021. Melbourne actually did it twice. Here's the glaring one, and you brought it up in our call. Crows didn't win one quarter. They're the only team to not win a quarter out of those straight sets. That's damning.
So they lost all 8 quarters.
Lost all 8 quarters
at home.
So to put it in perspective, so they were number 1 in the competition throughout the year, Adelaide. 67 wins, 25 losses they had across the year, and they've coughed up 8 in.
God.
So, yeah, it's disappointing. And even the Bulldogs were second best, who didn't make the 8. So to put it into perspective, they didn't make the 8. They were second with 60 and 30.
It's a different game, Campo. It's a different game. Nixie pretty much said exactly what you said. They just didn't handle the expectation.
Not surprising, probably disappointing in that we weren't quite able to handle that pressure or that environment. And it's a number of things. It's what your opposition are bringing. It's maybe some of the expectation that lands on you when you are minor premiers. Yeah, disappointed that we weren't quite able to handle that. But so are our playing group are in the same position.
Yeah, so have your say about that. So what do they need? Simply, what do they need?
Well, they need to overall perform better, because if you have a look, there was probably only 4 players that I think played at their normal level and above.
Howgett was wild.
And most of them, 3 of them were defenders.
Laird,
The gap was the midfield for me. Again, they got exposed with not only around the contest, so we'll have a look at some of those numbers after. We don't have to do it now we'll get going. But they got exposed through the midfield, particularly with leg speed. They got exposed around the contest, which normally across the year they've been pretty good. And I think they got exposed. They just need one more sort of classy midfielder with ball in hand through the middle of the ground there, I thought. And then the obvious one is Isaac Rankin, clearly not having him ahead of the ball. Now, I don't think the forwards got great looks at it. And they didn't certainly get the service that they've had throughout the year. But, there's some of those things as well. But and I thought Riley O'Brien got his colours glowed really badly in 2 finals.
He did.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do from a ruck stocks point of view as well.
Yep. Still work to do, Nixie said.
You've got to give credit where it's due. The reason that teams are in finals is because of the pressure they bring. They don't allow you to move the ball maybe ways you do during the season. Our biggest learning out of all of this is that there's still work to do.
Will Tex play on? I'm saying yes if it's his call.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Well, I think it more comes down to, there's 2 parts to this. Does Tex want to play, and do they want him to play?
That's it.
And then the other conversation is are they going to change their game style or their front half mix?
Yeah, sounds like they will. Well, apparently they're all in on Archie, so he's more a hybrid forward.
Yep.
So do they go Thilthorpe, Fogarty and Archie and Tex?
And then you throw in Rochelle and Rankin through there, and then you've got Keys and Neil-Bullen as well. Yeah. So that would be the conversation. The only thing with that is you've got to be careful, because I think one of the strengths with the 3 tools is when Thilthorpe goes into the ruck, you've still got 2 keys.
That's true.
In your forward line. So if you take Thilthorpe and he plays ruck, then you've only got Fogg. So who's going to be your next one down the line to be able to do it? those guys we just mentioned are not contested mark players or can bring it to the ground.
Yeah. Have you say 8223 what went wrong? What do they need? State of Origin is back Valentine's Day 2026. It'll be in Perth, WA v Victoria. The original rivalry, first time for 27 years. Here's Andrew Dillon.
Fans and players have been calling for the return of Origin, and there is a huge appetite from the footy public to see more marquee events across the calendar year. And we saw that here at Optus Stadium earlier this year with the fantastic return of the Indigenous All-Stars game.
Yeah, exactly. Have you say every caller that goes into air goes into the running, I should say, for the flights, accommodation and grand final tickets, a grand final package. Lines are going berserk. Have you say, pot us whatever you want. I got that. Yeah, call it what you want. We'll straighten up, and as I said, we'll go to your callers. The SANFL in our state have lost a great in Max Bashier AM. So to his family, Campo, his friends, his colleagues, our deepest sympathy. Maxie was 98. They reckon still as sharp as a whip. As sharp as a whip. From 78 to 2003, he led the SANFL as chairman. 50 years service is unbelievable. 25 as president. He always put the game first.
He did.
He always put the
oversaw
game.
a lot of big decisions in our state, didn't he?
Moved from Adelaide Oval to there to build it.
And the lights down at West Lakes, getting them up and going with the residents.
Did all of that. There'll only ever be one Max, and we'll speak to Bill Sanders about that too. So again, to Max, God bless.
Yeah, well said. It's 17 after 4. Tim Silvers will also join us on the show at 5 o'clock tonight. Liam McBean from the Glenelg Football Club ahead of grand final week, and heaps of your calls, so get on the line now. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Calling all car fans. Need your weekly motoring fix? Join me, Charlie Dixon, Wednesday nights from 6:30 for Driving with Dixon. We talk about all things motoring, cars, car events, racing, anything motoring.
Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
So join me Wednesday nights for Driving with Dixon. Only on $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
Steinborner Automotive has always been well worth the trip. From 1 to 9 yards across the Barossa, Clare and of course Gawler. You can get new and demo Ford Rangers in Clare, Mitsubishi Outlanders, Hyundai Hybrids and Mazda CX-5 in Nuriutpa, Jack Utes in Gawler, plus over 300 certified used vehicles in stock. Head to one of Steinborner's 9 locations or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
Yeah, it's always nice to have mates to help you out, Rowey, but if you need a ute or a van, that's when you need a mate like Matt from Avis Truck Rental Adelaide.
He is a ripper. Matt runs the depot at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Dead set legend. I mean, we put that in there. He is. I know him really well. He's a ripper. So whether you're moving house, picking up something too big or messy for your car or planning a family road trip, Matt at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide have you covered. Just ask for the 5AA mates rates. He'll give it to you. This is family owned. Everyone think Avis is a multinational. The brand is, but this is South Australian owned.
Yeah,
looking after us.
Yeah, let's support them. So Matt has it all. Moving trucks big and small, single and dual cab utes, 4x4s with canopies, small and large vans, 12 to 22 seat buses, and all the latest models and all ready for short or long-term hire.
That's the clue. They're all brilliant. Trust your little cobber at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. His name's Matt. Ring him now. Always keen to help you out. Jump online. It's avis.com.au. Do a booking there or 8241 5200.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30 a.m. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. And if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
It's spring. Time to freshen up more than just your house. At Wayville Hyundai, spring in for a spring service and get 10% off when you book online. Enjoy faster bookings, a full service, free wash and vacuum, plus the benefit of flexible payments with Afterpay available. It's the easiest spring clean and service you'll ever do. Book your service at wayvillehyundai.com.au/service to receive 10% off. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Our guys will go away with a scar there that's a pretty big one. It'll heal, but it hurts at the moment, and they'll know we've got to be better, and they'll want to be better.
Matthew Nix at 21 after 4, taking your calls. Where did it go wrong for the Crows, and what do they need to fix it? 8223 0000. Every caller that gets to air goes on the standby list for the package for the AFL 2025 Grand Final. Let's check your roads for Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, with custom design, fixed pricing, and a total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
Afternoon, bit of rain, wind and showers rolling through a few areas. Take it easy on the drive. Got a crash at Bridgewater to look out for. The freeway up track near the Bridgewater ramp. Few delays through there. A little bit slow at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, and getting busy South Road at Edwardstown. Cameras FIVEAA Drive, Pasadena, and Glenburn Road at Burnside. Guzmani Gomez's chicken mini meal, a big eat at a mini price. Mini chicken burrito with free-range chicken fries and drink, just $12. Grab yours today at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Well, it is dark and threatening as we look out at Highmarsh Square to the Adelaide Hills. We had reports on our text line that it's raining at Port Adelaide, so drive carefully. Just before we go to Johnny, Rochelle, your sub thoughts? There's heaps of these. Why wasn't Rochelle played from the start? That's Ralph from Marino. There's about 5 in a row.
Yeah, we had that discussion, didn't we, around if he was 100% right, why would you play him? I mean, he kicked 2.
Yeah, they got it wrong.
Yeah.
They got
was
that
he
wrong.
the difference?
Don't know. Maybe not.
No.
John at West Croydon, how are you?
How you going, fellas? Interesting your comments. I've got a few points to make. Listening to Matthew, he tells us about, we've got the opportunity and we should, we'll learn stuff. I'd actually argue we've learnt nothing by playing these, particularly Hawthorn, Collingwood this year. We've played them 6 times. We've won 8 quarters out of 24. The goal scoring's dried up. The ball movement's slow and ineffective. You guys last week said that it's up to Matthew to get the boys up for the game that just passed. It didn't happen. He wasn't able to get these guys up from the first bounce, and it's been a theme many times, especially against these 2 guys, and it's probably been a theme against at times Brisbane and Geelong. We go missing at key times, either before the game or after we come out at halftime. Why is it that other opposition coaches are able to negate our strengths and we just don't have an answer to do the same for the opposition? You guys are probably comfortable that things are going to change. I am not comfortable one bit, and I've told you guys many times whether I've called. I'm not comfortable with that. We've got the right guy at the helm to make a change. And if we go in with the same game plan next year, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, strong, John. I don't reckon the coaches had a good finals campaign either. You just mentioned one, Rochelle, the way they set the team up against Collingwood.
Yeah. It's
Speaking
always
to the boys, the players, and how they were told to move the ball.
Because, I take, I'm probably a bit biased because I understand how hard it is to get 22 players on the same. So it's not the coach's role to get the players into the mindset to play the game at the level and be ready to play. It's the coach's role to come up with the game plan, take away the strengths of the opposition, come up with the strategy.
Yeah.
Now, that's not a bad point that John made, because against Collingwood and Hawthorn, and that's why Chris Scott's the best coach in the AFL, because he does do that. And that's why he does what he does, because he gets players when he sees holes and he goes after them. Yes, he's got some factors in terms of, those things living down at Geelong and the lifestyle and all that. But he takes away the opposition's strengths, and that's what you got to do as a coach. You can't sit there and go, you know what, just let Hawthorn handball receive. Now, do I think Matthew Nixon, the coach, has said that? I don't think so. They're not going to, surely not.
No,
but sometimes you get beat by too good a team.
You do. Yeah. Just on Chris Scott, 15th season, 10th prelim. Wow. Hello, Barb.
Hello. I've got a thought, just like the man you were speaking to. Hinckley was in power for a long time, and the Crows coach, he was under him for 8 years, wasn't he?
Matthew Nicks, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long he was there, Barbara, but yeah, he's certainly there for a while, yes.
Around about 8 years.
Yep.
And I mean, he doesn't seem to have a great game plan. His selection is sometimes off, and Rochelle, he was out for 2 months and he kicked 2 goals. Also, I like Tex Walker. He's had some problems over the years, but with those 2 final games, he was just too slow. He couldn't kick goals. He couldn't bend. I like to see him go out gracefully rather than being pushed, because I know they say he steadies the team and all that, but if you want to play finals, you really got to step the tempo up, a lot faster and things like that. And our midfield, we definitely need something better around that area.
Yeah, they'll work on that, Barb. You're in the running. Dimmer's with you, Campo, a text. Dimmer was right. If you need the coach to motivate you, get out.
What's
Spot on.
fact?
That's what Dimmer said. Yeah.
Nixie, 8 years at Port Adelaide, 6 under Ken Hinckley.
Yeah, there you go. Hello, Pete at Moana.
G'day, Rowey and Campo. How are you, lads?
Yeah, we're good.
Mate.
Good. A bit of lightning around here, but that's all good.
I know.
agree
Drive
with you,
carefully.
I agree with you, Campo. I think that the Crows' midfield is a bit lacking. You look at the teams in the top 8 or top 4 that's still in the finals at the moment, and they've all got good midfield. But I think the Crows, they need to be tough this trade period, and some hard decisions need to be made. I actually made a bit of a list of who I think that, we lost Matt Crouch, but Chase Jones, he was picked 9 in 2018, 25 now. Probably time to trade him. I might get a second rounder for him. Lachlan Murphy, time to go. Braden Cook, might get something for him. Chris Burgess, probably needs to go as well. And, there's a few others, Harry Schoenberg. Brody Smith will be tapping on the shoulder. Lachlan Scholl, might get something for him. But the Crows should be looking at bundling up as many draft picks as they can, because you've got the Gold Coast, who've got all their NGAs and all that coming through in the picks, and they probably want to get rid of their high picks. So we should be trying to bundle up as many draft picks as we can and use that to try and get a good midfielder, or even just a young lad who's high on the draft pick or something like that.
Yeah. No, well done, Pete. I said to the Brecky team this morning, imagine this. Imagine ranking back and not swearing, or saying the swear, whatever. And he'll be as hungry as 10 men next year.
You'd hope so.
He'd want to be. Dan Curtin is another whole pre-season as a midfielder. And you just play him as a midfielder. He's that tall one you're looking for. Sid Draper has a whole new pre-season and play him. There's the outside speed. Try and get a Zach Bailey type in there. You've still got Sligo and Berry, as I said. That's starting to look all right. But unless they do that and develop that and back it in and actually back it in, not in a final, go back to Keys and Laird in the midfield.
Yeah,
that's what they've got to do.
That was throwing darts at a dartboard, wasn't it? Because the game was they're trying to change the mix. But the interesting thing with that, Tuggers, is you can bundle up. And this is what people get caught up. You can go to the draft this year, but you're going to pick up an 18-year-old, and the Crows picked up Sid Draper this year and didn't play him. So he's going to take 3 years. Now, you've got to work out where your list's at in terms of what we can get. That's why I'm so staunch on Zach Bailey. He's the perfect fit. And if they've got 1.8 to spend on Wanganeen Miller, I'd be on the next plane, as I said to you after the game, with Murray Davis, who knows him well and coached him. And I'd be rattling his cage like you wouldn't believe, because he's exactly what they need. A midfielder with speed and power, beautiful skills, composed under pressure, and hits the scoreboard when he goes forward.
We're snatched up now. You'd think if they were after Miller with that war chest, they're after someone else. I'd be confident that the list group would be after someone else of note. Let's hope they are. Well done. Every caller that goes on air goes in the running.
It's a lot. And just in regards to Adelaide's draft pick, so they got a pick in the top round, in the first round, pick 18 at the moment because they finished top. And then after that,
be 26 by the time the NGAs.
That's right. And then they've got 5 picks from 40 onward. So they've just got a lot of that back in third, fourth round stuff. So, look, they'll definitely bundle up some stuff.
The challenge this year too, Tuggers, is if they can now do 2 years in advance. This is the first draft that you can swap picks around 2 years in advance, not just 1 year. So there'll be a fair bit of movement, I would expect, for teams who don't have.
get a midfielder.
And more of your calls straight after the 4:30 headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. The SA football world is mourning the death of Max Bashier, who's died aged 98. There are traffic restrictions on Port Wakefield Highway at Wild Horse Plains after a single vehicle crash. ANZ is facing a $240 million penalty for financial misconduct. And Crows skipper Jordan Dawson says he still views their season as a success despite bowing out of the finals in straight sets. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Passing showers, take it easy on damp roads on the drive home. Got a crash at Salisbury to look out for. Got a few delays there. Salisbury, Harmony, Waterloo Corner Road. Another collision at Bridgewater Freeway up track near the Bridgewater ramp. And slow for works at Renown Park, South Road near Tate Street. Cameras today, Green Hill Road, Burnside and Main Road at Blackwood. Euro Summer is calling. Flight Centre's early bird sale on now. Fly Singapore Airlines Adelaide to Barcelona return from $1,695. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Showers tonight and tomorrow, a high of 17, at the moment 18. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The Federal Coalition has just recorded its lowest primary vote ever on record.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
The primary vote is at 27%. 27.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
They're a European carp that are polling better than Susan Lee as well. It's ludicrous.
5AA Breakfast.
Since he got re-elected, what's been the defining Albo thing? Well, he hasn't won one. He's just not Susan Lee. I know. That's it. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, I'm Dr. Benji from the Child and Adolescent Virtual Urgent Care Service. You know, a hospital might not always be the best place to get the right care. There are now more care options available than ever, like 24/7 pharmacies, urgent care clinics, and virtual care services with people like me. It's all part of building a bigger health system. To find out what's happening near you, visit biggerhealthsystem.sa.gov.au.
A message from the Government of South Australia. What makes a house a home? At Rendition Homes, we think it's you. And maybe that one armchair that nobody's allowed to sit in, except you. Whether you're wrangling kids, downsizing the clutter, or just dreaming of a walk-in robe the size of your first apartment, we listen, design, and build it your way, right down to the secret snack cupboard. That's why we create homes that are homemade for you, quirks and all. To see our latest display homes, visit renditionhomes.com.au. BLD 54020.
The team at Barossa Volkswagen at Tanunda and the Barossa are sensational. It's led by Woody. I call it Woody because I'm close to him.
You're close to everyone.
Oh, mate. They're all my coppers. Don't worry about that. But it's the entire team. When you get up there, you say, I want to take that Tyrone or that Tiguan or that Amarok for a little spin. I want to take it for a spin. Fill it up, please. There's a basket next to me. I've got the Trouble and Strife with me. I'm going to make this thing whistle through the Barossa because you need to really test it, don't you?
You do.
You don't want to have to stop at lights and get it back at a certain time. And some of the dealerships, they put a rooster in the back. I don't want a rooster in the back. I want to get it on the gravel road.
I'm not sure.
I want to get it off-road.
I hope you're paying the excess.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but then they'll even let you take it home, Rowey. So
That's
not
the
only
thing.
can you drive around, they'll let you take it home. So check out the all-new Tayron. It's a 7-seater, available in 3 fantastic models, with a demo ready for a test drive. It's all filled up, waiting for the best road tests you ever take in the beautiful Barossa.
And they're a great dealership. They do great deals. And here's the thing, when you do a service, well, hello, we're back to the Barossa Valley. Chode, we're having a weekend again because we've got to book the Tiguan in or the Amarok for a service.
Yep.
And by the way, they'll give you a little car to fang around again.
Yeah, so head to barossavolkswagen.com.au or point the
Great
nose
people.
north, just 50 minutes away from Metro Adelaide. Take a real test drive or book your car in for a service anytime. Barossa Volkswagen, city service with country feels.
A new, elevated shopping experience awaits at Burnside Village. With a 2-story Mecca flagship store, Coco Republic, JB Hi-Fi, Uniqlo, Style Runner, Kavari, July and much more. Burnside Village. Fashion, dining, lifestyle. BurnsideVillage.com.au.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It was going to be a challenge for us. Were we confident that we had the grit? Yeah, we were confident that our guys, if they'd brought their best, that we would have an opportunity at it. But we also understood the pressure that comes with finals footy. So we knew it was going to be a big challenge for us.
Adelaide biggest loss of 2025 came in the semi-final last Friday night. Have you say Tim Silvers will join us at 5 o'clock, 8223 0000.
Well, our Port friends are getting involved, and we do encourage that. Yes, we cannot defend straight sets, chokers, imposters, all of that. Dave, I love David Alberton. I've only just tuned in. Have I missed the production piece? Well, we should have probably done one. And this is a massive one from Trevor Barnes, ex-Narracourt, wherever. He's written a novel, basically, but I'll just say, hey, Ro, how sweet it is, you flat-track bullies, out in straight sets, winning no quarters and also having 2 goalless quarters. And on their home deck, as Jack Knowles said, the Crows were minor premiers. He goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Hey, can't defend it. Get on the blower butt, because if you had got on the blower, you go into the running to get on that grand final package like Mark has. Hello, Mark.
G'day, guys. Just some quick points, and I want you to hear me out, Rowey, before you jump in and cut me off, because you might. What went wrong? The decision by Matthew Nix not to change Mark Keane off of Gunston earlier, that went wrong. Worrell should have gone on him, and maybe Keaney goes on to Lewis or something like that. The other part didn't go well was Jai Newcomb's tag wasn't going well. They could have put Michael Aney onto him, and wherever Jai Newcomb went, Michael Aney was. What they need, I would suggest, is a bit of organic growth. In the list, they give a different role to a player who I consider very Jordan Dawson-like, strong hands, competitive beast, never beaten, never gives up, tries his hardest, elite kick, good decision maker. You take him from defence, you put him up around the ball as a midfielder, and I'm talking about Josh Worrell. You do it. He was drafted as a forward in his draft year, and he's played in defence, and he's outstanding. He's got all the attributes that Jordan got. He can play on every line. What you then do is you move Cumming from a wing to the back defence, where Josh has been playing, and you go and recruit yourself a fast, elite, run-all-day outside mid on the wing. You put Lachlan McAndrew in the gym, you get him coming out looking like a Riley Thilthorpe. There's your ruck answer. And you get Braden Cook in the gym, and you get him really big. He's so skillful, but it's about his believing that he belongs. And you do those things, and you'll change the team.
Yeah. Well done, Mark. A bit there to chew down on. Players make coaches' moves. I mean, imagine if Berry had done the job on Newcomb. Imagine if Keane had been able to keep Gunston to 1. It was the players that let down the moves. Now, were they the right moves? The Rochelle one was clearly a wrong move. They should have started him. If you're picking him, what if there was an injury? He would have had to come on in the first 5 minutes. So I don't know why they subbed him. But anyway, they debated that. We asked VB, and he had a response to it before the game, and you and I both said, we'd have still started him.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting one. I mean, the Keane one, I went back and watched it again. You go back and watch how Gunston got his goals. They got turned over in pretty poor spots from Adelaide.
Silvani wouldn't have stopped
and the inside 50 kicking, he just had laces out the whole time. And I'm not sure. I mean, he's a physical defender, Keane, and he didn't have a great game. So I'm not saying that you know they could have. But you know, Mitch Lewis got subbed out at half time, so they went a bit smaller as well on the flip side. So whether they could have, I think the obvious one, does Murray do the flip? Because I think Worrell was still important to try and support those guys in terms of intercept. But I haven't seen enough of him to say that he could go in the midfield. But
Unique Home Style Food Text, keep the calls coming in. Campo, did Rob have a bad game because he got hit in the snorkel? If you missed it, we were interviewing VB. We were just answering the Rochelle one, and Campo has just laughed his guts out. He's tapping me. Rowey, shut up. Guess what's just happened in the warm-up?
Well, I was
Lukey Pedler.
Yeah, just give him a rugby pass. But we thought that might have woken him up, but perhaps not. Maybe put him to sleep.
Let's go to Underdale. Hello, Daniel.
How you doing there, guys? What an interesting couple of weeks. The thing that really stood out to me with Collingwood and both Hawthorn, they play quite similar. It's a very frantic style of football. They're making the ball their object, ball at all costs. They're not worrying about the defenders, and they're backing their leg speed, which is what we lack. So they're just pushing the ball forward at every cost. That's the one thing that really stands out with both of those teams, and they back themselves in. On the topic of Tex, you spoke earlier about whether it's time to retire. This is not going to be popular, but I think it is. I watch him closely all year, and I sit near the goals. Yes, he's going to get you a couple of goals a game, but he's costing you just as many the other way. They're running off him very easily. Once the ball hits the ground, he's got nothing to offer anymore. And they're setting up off of him. So you spoke about Tilthorpe going into the ruck. You've got Curtin. If you need Curtin up, and you want to go a little bit taller, the guy's great aerially. He's going to build up some additional strength by next year. He's offering more than Taylor as far as the tackling element of the game. So I think you've got your solution there. They've got to get some speed onto the ball. That's obvious. It's not easy to find. Hopefully Draper can come on. At the moment, he's just a little bit lost. So the thing with him is got to work on his composure. Yeah. If they can get that into his game in the next 12 months, then hopefully he can make that step up. But, even the caller before made some good points. They seem glaringly obvious, but it's not easy to implement.
Yeah, no, some good points there, Dan. Here's another one. Steve, Robbie, you won't read this out, but from the moment you played that Jinx song, Lifting the Lid, that garbage, it was never, ever, ever, ever going to end in anything other than tears. Steve, now you answered. Answer it, please.
Well, it was your fault they were minus 25 contested possession. It was your fault that they were minus 24 ground ball because they were all listening to your piece with the lid coming off.
Which no one does. That was tongue-in-cheek. I did say to the Brecky team, next year I'm going to learn because everyone's got to learn. Yeah. Everyone's got to learn. I'm not going to listen to Will, Pembo or you for egging me on with that. Did I want that production piece? I'm blaming our bosses. I'm blaming you, Campo. You should have said, Rowey, don't do it. No. But you encourage because it has no influence.
Correct.
0 points.
Well, that was my point.
That's right. Oh, well.
But I liked it, though. Where we trying to celebrate how good they were going, though?
Exactly
they were top.
Right.
Yeah. They were top.
Would I do it again? 100%. We were bottom 7 years ago. We haven't played finals. I got swept up with my team's hope. That's what sport is. Isn't sport fantasy land?
Nixie said lift the lid.
Of course he did.
That's a good call by Daniel.
Roy Sloane did too.
That's a good call by Daniel.
It was a good call.
And I really liked his first point around the leg speed, around what Hawthorn and Collingwood with the chaotic, the way they play. They took you on. And there's a number that backs that up in terms of the handball received differential. Minus 60 on the week, over the course of the two games. So that meant that they said, no, we're going to take you on and we're going to ask you to defend one-on-one. That's what they did. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do it.
A couple of texts. Where's Timmy? Well, he's on holidays and he would have been doing the chokey. He doesn't do that,
No,
Timmy. He's very respectful, but he would have enjoyed it.
Maybe.
Hello, Mark.
With a limoncello.
Afternoon, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. How are we?
Good on you, Mark.
That's good. Hey, Rowey, just quickly, it's never changed, mate. Lifting the lid. I love it. I love the passion. I love it. That's what it's all about. But that's not what my call is. 100%. And if my mighty Catters and Paddy D can get there, I'll let you play it for us, all right? I'll let you play it for us. But what about just on the Crows midfield? I know it's probably the boys are getting a bit older. What about Track and Oliver? Because obviously you're knocking on the door. And those experienced bodies in the guts, do you reckon one or two of them could help you out?
I'd get Petrarca 100 miles an hour.
Oliver, no.
I'm with you. I'm with
100%.
you. 100%. Hey, Mark, good call. All the best to Geelong too. I think they might get it done. Let's go to Paraka. John.
G'day, gents. Just with the Crows, everyone's focusing on the negatives, but, made the finals after, first time since 2017. They've run into a couple of really good teams, right? Collingwood premiers from a couple of years ago. Hawthorn, they're a rejuvenated dynasty with Mitchell at the helm. Now, I think Hawthorn can go on and win it, and, all of a sudden it's not looking as bad. But, in saying all that, there are a couple of tweaks. I think having a tap ruckman these days, that is a bit slow and awkward. I just don't know if that's the future of the game. I think getting a Luke Jackson type, and I know they don't grow on trees, right, is maybe better, at least one that can push forward and, have a bit of forward craft.
John, we got one. His name's Thilthorpe. We got one. He's all Australian at it. We got one, Johnny.
Well, we've got to get rid of Rob then, right? Oh, with Tex,
he just signed a 3-year deal.
Well, I think it's a problem, right? I think
okay.
I think you need someone that's better on the ground. I think, we're talking about leg speed.
Yep.
Talking Tex as well. He's love the guy. He's a bit old. If you're going to have, I don't know if the 3 tools worked. Burnt us in 2017 as well. I think if you can get like a medium forward, like maybe a Gary Rowan type, sort of bit better balance for the forward line, but someone with a bit of toe.
Well, they're after Archie there, John. They're after Archie.
It'll be handy. Yeah. Also, probably one midfielder away, I would have thought. Some of these great teams have a couple of gun midfielders.
Good on you, Johnny. Every caller there gets into the running on the standby list for the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final. That is flights, accommodation and the tickets. A lot of people are watching on the live stream, thanks to Stu or Hyundai. Hey, Ro, do you have nits or something? Stop scratching your head. Hey? Do I have nits?
You're scratching your head?
I've got a dry scalp.
Oh, there's shampoos for that.
Yes.
Sort that
Head and shoulders.
Campo, heads and shoulders. Our listeners, how good are they on the live stream?
Attention to detail. We love it. 13 to 5. More of your calls straight after this. Let's check your traffic.
G'day there. Passing showers are taking ears and wet roads on the drive home. Salisbury, crash there. Salisbury, Hobony, Waterloo, Corner Road. Bridgewater, another collision. Freeway up track with the Bridgewater ramp. And we're slow for works at Nova Gardens to the drive home. Anzac Highway and Morford Road. Pesky cameras the Savo. You'll find on Main Road, Blackwood and Price Street at Melrose Park. It's the everyday moments that matter most when your child is ill or injured. You can help family life carry on at Ronald McDonald House. Donate today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Australia's cheaper home batteries program is here, and it's your chance to save thousands on a new home battery system with NRG Solar. With up to 30% off a battery installation, NRG Solar can help you claim rebates worth up to $18,500. Whether you're adding a battery to existing solar or starting from scratch, this is the moment to say goodbye to your power bills for good. Visit nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160 and get ready for lower bills and real energy independence.
No matter what your lifestyle looks like, if you have a home care package, you can choose who cooks your meals. Local Kitchen Co. is an Adelaide-owned, NDIS-approved provider dedicated to delivering nutritious, affordable, home-style meals straight to your door. Every meal is thoughtfully planned, made with fresh local ingredients and generously portioned. With weekly changing menus, there's always something new to try. So if you've got a home care package and you like your meals locally made and delicious, search Local Kitchen Co. and order today.
Yeah, for 50 years, Sterling Home has set the standard. That's a long time in business. Now celebrate their 50th anniversary. They're inviting you to share your dream with them.
That's it. With Sterling Homes, you get 15 grand's worth of luxury upgrades. Your way at no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. Could be a reverse cycle air conditioner. It could be a stone bench top, solar panels and more. Plus, 2.7 metre high ceiling are included. They just tick that box.
That's a good inclusion. Sterling Home builds on blocks of all shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter if it's as big as Adelaide Oval or just the Gold Square, because at Sterling Homes, you're at home.
Visit their display home across Adelaide for locations. Go to sterlinghomes.com.au. T's and C's apply.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
Go Harvey Norman Footy Finals. Invite all the fans to watch the big games with your new big screen TV. Buy now with hot deals on selected big brand TVs. Plus, get bonus local delivery and installation. Take care of halftime drinks with a new fridge and get bonus local delivery. That's right. Buy a selected fridge now at Harvey Norman and get bonus local delivery. Get set for the big games at Harvey Norman now. Best brands, best range, best prices. Conditions and exclusions apply.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel has 20% seniors discount on meals 12 till 3 Monday to Friday and all day weekends. The Excelsior Hotel Brompton feels like coming home, but better.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
10 minutes to 5 on this Monday. Tim Silvers, the Adelaide Crows CEO, will join us after 5 o'clock. We'll chat to Bill Sanders as well. Yeah. The passing of Max Bashier earlier today was sad news, and we'll keep taking your calls as well because every caller that gets to air is on the standby list to win flights, accommodation and tickets to the grand final this year with the AFL authorised GF promotion, GFAFL 25/145.
Here's an interesting one. The reason the AFL didn't sanction Bailey Smith's that photography with the bird and all that sort of stuff is he's going to win the Brownlow. He's not going to win the Brownlow. Could he win the Brownlow? Well, he probably could.
He could. He'll be right up there.
He might be right up there. Keep your calls coming in, please. Love your interaction as we look out over the Adelaide Hills. Boy, it's getting wet, so drive carefully, please. Let's go to Two Wells. Hello, Richard.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Good, Richard.
There's only 4 quick points I want to make because I'm still angry with what happened.
Okay.
But the first one is I've been ringing up over 4 years about this and it still hasn't been addressed. The Crows cannot handle outside spread. They just can't handle it. That's the first thing. The second thing is the defence. When I watch Kean, 4 metres off of his opponent, time in and time again, every quarter, it's ridiculous. Who does he think he is? Hey, the thing is you can't give somebody 4 yards start when they lead. And yet our forwards, they're wearing our forwards like a glove. That's terrible. And the other thing is with the kick-outs. How predictable are we? Every time we kick a point, what do? They either do a dribbly short pass that goes astray or they kick straight out to the wing. Nothing ever varies. Can't they ever address this?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, the kick-outs, it's an interesting one because I always used to have this discussion with guys that did the set play. I'm there going, shouldn't your ball movement reflect or your kicking should reflect how you move the ball? So if I kick the ball and it goes 2 metres outside the square, we're into our ball movement mode.
Right.
But for whatever reason, we want to have a set play around what we want to do. But shouldn't we just go, well, this is how we want to move the ball out of the back half? No one could ever really give me the answer, Tuggers. But anyway, it's a good question. But anyway, the other one about Keane, it's interesting because teams is around team defence, isn't it? So how they position, and you would say for most of the year, I mean, Adelaide defensively were really strong, second best in the comp in terms of being able to do it. So they call that proactive or assertive or whatever. So they're banking on pressure up the field. That's why those guys get exposed. And even Port, down the road, Aaliyah, Zerk Thatcher, these guys in finals, they got exposed because they moved the ball. Now, do you have to change that when you know that there's not pressure up the field? Yeah, that's on the player as well to understand that as well. So there's a couple of things in there. So
a lot of text, Homestyle Food text. Keep the calls coming in. Rowey, you had a bad weekend. Your Crows were never in it. Norwood lost by 2 points. You're right. Watch that game.
Yeah. Got one for Shane. For you, here's
too many points.
I've got one from Shane. Can Rowey please barrack for another side? Maybe Collingwood, because you're the curse.
Done. I am the curse. I rang Nettie through the week. I told you that. Hello, Rick at Grange.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Good, mate.
Boys, I've just got some suggestions. I don't want to be negative, but I think we've got some players where we're not using their actual strengths to the best of their ability. For example, Hugh Bond, we actually got into the club as a mid. I reckon he could be our next tagger or run-with player. And when the opportunity arises, he's the sort of player we can put on a Newcomb, for example. Another one is Nankervis. I thought he was going to be one of our best halfback flankers who provided with a lot of drive. And then we moved into a wing, we moved into a half forward. I think he's lost his way a little. I just think let's get him the opportunity next year to play on that halfback flank to provide us with a bit of drive. And young Taylor, he's another boy that we got in as a midfielder. He played as half forward. We released him into the midfield after half time. He got 9 touches in the last quarter. Now, I know the game was well over by that stage, but his skill in and around the ball is something that I think we could try and utilise to a much greater advantage. What do you think, lads?
Yeah, well, they do like Zach Taylor.
Yeah. No,
he's very good under pressure, makes good decisions under pressure. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting, isn't it? Because when do you put him in? When do you give him an opportunity? And they've been pretty settled. And it's always the challenge when you're a winning coach. You don't want to change too much, because you don't want to upset, the continuity of that group going through. But you still got to expose some of those guys. So the same can be said for Peds. Peds as a midfielder got drafted as a midfielder before all those guys you mentioned, and he's still playing half forward.
And he'd be better than all of them too, in my opinion. Hello, Jordan.
Rowey. Nick, he is a buffoon. He cannot coach. He does my head in, that bloke. Since the bye, we've had 2 major issues, right? Clarence were getting slaughtered. Ran the same centre bounce rotation for 10 weeks until it was halfway through a final. That's when he changed it. And ball movement off half-back. No changes to personnel. Same kick-ins every time. I was watching Brisbane, any chance, they overlap handball all the time. Any chance we even try that? What are we doing? It was disgraceful, waste of a season, 18 wins for nothing. My question to you guys have Tim Silvers on later on. Nick's has got 1 more year on his contract. What do you think we should do? Are you going to ask him, where's the contract at? Are they going to re-sign him beyond this? Because after that, surely you cannot sign him. Surely not.
Well, let me defend him here a little. Since the bye, they won 9 straight. Now, generally in Campo, you're the last one to come out of a coach's box. Looks like it's going pretty well. And they would be fully aware of where the holes are. They were exposed 100%, Jordan, 100% in finals under real finals-like pressure. Didn't stand up, and individuals didn't stand up, and there are questions to be asked. But there was a lot of people saying from 15th to 1st, okay, it was a flat draw, all that sort of stuff. He's the coach of the year. Even I was singing those praises. He didn't have a good finals campaign because the players didn't allow it with how they performed. And you can point your finger, Jordan. If you were saying to me right now you could go and get Chris Scott, who actually is married to a South Australian girl and got a house and a property, you'd go after him 100 miles an hour. But who's available? Is he the next premiership coach? Tim Silvers thinks he is. We'll ask him.
We will. He's going to join us straight after the 5 o'clock news. Don't go anywhere.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
I'm Professor Mike Steer, marine scientist. 3 extraordinary environmental events have led to this algal bloom. First, the River Murray flood washed large amounts of nutrients into the ocean. Second, deep nutrient-rich waters were pushed up to our coastline. And third, a marine heat wave lifted ocean temperatures. This bloom will eventually pass. Until then, we're monitoring it closely. To stay informed, visit algalbloom.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
It's spring. Time to freshen up more than just your house. At Wayville Hyundai, spring in for a spring service and get 10% off when you book online. Enjoy faster bookings, a full service, free wash and vacuum, plus the benefit of flexible payments with Afterpay available. It's the easiest spring clean and service you'll ever do. Book your service at wayvillehyundai.com.au/service to receive 10% off. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
Right price, a name synonymous with Adelaide's very best in heating and cooling, has now risen to whole new heights, literally. Right Price is now your go-to team for all things roofing. Same exceptional service, value and quality now up on your roof.
Well, exactly. Right Price Roofing do it all, from full roof replacements, including tile roof installation, to tile repairs and roof cleaning. With over 25 years' experience in roof repairs and restorations, the Right Price Roofing team have you covered.
Yep, and how's this for a September spring special, Rowey? As the weather warms up, you can get a full roof restoration starting from just $4,999.
That's brilliant.
Yep, only $4,999. But be quick, spots are filling fast. Book now and have your brand new roof ready for Christmas.
Nothing better than getting your roof done. You stand on the road with your wife, arm in arm, you go, that's popping. That's just, Timmy would go, one of them. Leaky roof, need a clean, total roof restoration, do it right, get in touch with Right Price Roofing. Great team. Visit rightpriceroofing.com.au today. T's and C's apply.
A new elevated shopping experience awaits at Burnside Village. With a 2-story Mecca flagship store, Coco Republic, JB Hi-Fi, Uniqlo, Style Runner, Kavari, July and much more. Burnside Village. Fashion, dining, lifestyle. BurnsideVillage.com.au.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers tonight and tomorrow, a high of 17. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
As finals footy gets tougher, nothing's built tougher than TJM 4x4, Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
The AFL and SANFL have paid tribute to Hall of Famer Max Bashier after his death at the age of 98. He was the SANFL's longest-serving president from 1978 to 2003 and was instrumental in establishing Football Park and securing the entry of the Crows and Port into the AFL. That's something not lost on Crows captain Jordan Dawson.
We would not be here without Max, so he was a pioneer of South Australian football, and the Adelaide Footy Club wouldn't be here without him, so it's extremely sad, and best wishes to his family.
A stand at the Adelaide Oval's also named in his honour. Fire has ripped through a piggery at Dublin with multiple animals killed. John McLean from the CFS says it's expected to burn into the night.
Firefighters found hay bales and 2 plastic shelters ablaze. CFS volunteers utilising breathing apparatus have been fighting the fire, whilst machinery is also being used to prevent further spread. RSPCA and PIRSA are also on site to assist landowners with stock loss. It is believed the fire started via spontaneous combustion of hay bales in today's dry and warm winds.
Police are continuing to investigate a serious crash at Oakbank this morning. A 76-year-old man was hit by a car on Onkaparinga Valley Road. He suffered life-threatening injuries and was taken to hospital. The driver of the car wasn't injured. The Albanese government has released the climate risk assessment, which predicts more severe heat waves and floods. Michael Paggy reports.
The climate risk assessment is an independent report presented to the government outlining the cost of climate change. It claims property values will drop by around $600 billion by 2050, mainly on the back of rising sea levels in some areas and heat wave conditions slowing construction. Climate Change Minister Chris Bowen says the findings can't be ignored.
The cost of inaction will always outweigh the cost of action.
But National Senator Matt Canavan says the assessment is deliberately alarming.
It's just a massive exercise in scaremongering.
The federal government has released the report as it prepares to hand down its emissions reduction target for 2035.
The financial regulator says ANZ needs to urgently address compliance issues as the bank faces a $240 million fine for widespread misconduct. On top of issues relating to a bond trading scandal, the bank was also found to have misled customers about interest rates on savings accounts and failed to swiftly respond to hardship notices and fees charged to dead people. ASIC Deputy Chairwoman Sarah Court says a strong message needs to be sent to financial institutions.
It's now more than 5 years since the Banking Royal Commission, but disappointingly here we are, yet again, with not one but 4 more examples of how ANZ has fallen short.
And adolescence was the standout winner at today's Emmy Awards with 8 statues. At 15, Owen Cooper has become the youngest ever Emmy winner in any male acting category. There was also recognition for The White Lotus, Hacks and Severance. Late-night talk show host Stephen Colbert joked about his impending unemployment with his show winding up next year.
While I have your attention, is anyone hiring? I also brought my own resume here tonight. I haven't had a chance to update my headshot in a bit. I only have the one. Harrison Ford, could you get this to Spielberg?
Now I'm turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Liz management decisions loom at the Adelaide Crows now their season's over. 9 players are out of contract. Hugh Bond and Zach Taylor are expected to sign new deals, but there's a question mark over whether Taylor Walker will retire or continue for a 19th season. Melbourne's new coach has his sights set on September, promising a change in game style next season. Eddie Summerfield reports.
With his family watching on, flanked by President Brad Green and Melbourne Chief Paul Guerra, new coach Stephen King was resolute on expectations for the Demons in 2026.
Every player should expect to play finals next year.
Assessing the game plan a key priority.
Play with a bit more freedom with ball in hand. I think we need to challenge teams in attack a little bit more.
While the futures of Clayton Oliver and Christian Petrarca both wanted players in the red and the blue.
To get the opportunity to work with those guys and get them back to playing their best footy would be something that I'd pride myself on.
King will continue as assistant at Geelong before joining the D's once the Cats season is over.
And Glenelg veteran Max Proud will miss the Sandford Grand Final and a possible fairy tale finish to his career. The 33-year-old has been ruled out of Sunday's decider against Sturt with serious lung and rib injuries. He's recovering in the RAH after suffering broken ribs and a punctured lung in a marking contest against Norwood. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
A few passing showers, take it easy on damp roads on the drive home. Got a breakdown to look out for at Penfield, the north-south motorway near Penfield Road. Crash at Salisbury Harmony, Waterloo Corner Road. Another collision at Bridgewater, freeway up track near the Bridgewater ramp. And at the moment, look out for roads closed at Port Wakefield Highway just past Dublin. That's from an earlier car rollover. Detours are in place. Got a camera? Hallett Road, Stonyfield. Euro Summer is calling. Flight Centre's early bird sale on now. Fly Singapore Airlines Adelaide to Barcelona return from $1,695. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers tonight with the chance of a thunderstorm. Showers tomorrow and 17. A possible morning shower on Wednesday, also 17. And mostly sunny for Thursday, 24. At the moment, 18. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, football icon Max Bashier has died. We look back at his remarkable career. ANZ cops a record fine for ripping off customers, even dead ones. Surging heat deaths and billions wiped off the property market. The stark warning from a climate report. And SA's bid for a State of Origin football match. 9 News. Your news. Nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Tired of scrolling through countless websites to plan your holiday? At locally owned Spark Travel, our travel experts are just a phone call away, eager to hear your needs and craft the perfect getaway tailored just for you. Reach out today for a chat and let's start planning your holiday together. Look for our travel deals in the Sunday Mail. Spark Travel, where your journey begins with a conversation. King William Street, Adelaide. Phone now 88765121, sparktravel.com.au.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30am. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
8 minutes after 5 on this Monday. Good afternoon and evening to you. Still to come on the show, Bill Sanders at 5:30. He'll reflect on the life of Max Bashier, who passed away overnight at 98. We'll play Who's the Heat on a little bit later as well for that $100 voucher of Home of Fire. And Glenelg captain Liam McBean after that thrilling prelim final win yesterday at Adelaide Oval. And it's grand final week in the SANFL, plus grand final week in the Adelaide Footy League. Alex Coots is going to join us later in the show too and preview all the local games and your calls. 8223 0000 is the number. As you know, every caller that gets to air is on the standby list for the grand final package for 2025. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the Crows gave us a hell of a ride this year, 15th to top to 2 home finals. Now, not the result you're after, but a massive growth here on any measure. So joining us is Club CEO Tim Silvers. Tim, thanks for your time.
G'day, Rowey.
Yeah.
How you going?
Yeah, I'm sure mixed emotions for you as it would be for us, because you look at the home and away, wow. And some of the footy you're playing, and then come finals time, we didn't win a quarter.
Yeah, it's been tough. Like if I look at the season overall and I take a step back and I think of where we were, I look at it, we've been really pride in the way we responded, the way we were able to go through the home and away season and start to back wins in and really grow as a group. And I get a real sense of pride that we achieved that, and the improvement from 15th to minor premiers was great. But the challenge is we're still in that moment of we didn't quite get it done in finals, and there's a variety of reasons for that. But the reality is, I just talked about us finishing minor premier, so 15th to first. But I suppose when people look back on it, we finished 5th, and that's probably where we are. We made some great ground, and like I said, we've made some huge steps. But finals gives you feedback, and we got plenty of that over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and again, I'll go back. You backed in your people in strategy when a lot of people wouldn't have, and I was probably one of them after last year, so it is a credit to you. So, okay, you've landed here. You're probably going to have all your reviews and all of that sort of stuff. Clearly losing Isaac Rankin wasn't ideal. I mean, I don't know how much and whether you got a measure on that as to whether it's, big, small, or indifferent, but that was an unsettling thing before the finals, wasn't it?
No, obviously. No, it didn't. The timing wasn't great. It probably took our eye off the ball a little bit in that lead up to the Kangaroos game. But then once the matter was settled, we did have a pre-finals bye, so we had a time to reset. But look, losing one of your most dynamic players and midfield forward is a challenge. You replace one soldier with another, but look, it was a challenge for us, but it can't be an excuse. Like the good news for us is that we got to play 2 finals. We did not quite achieve the mark, but we got a lot of experience into our young playing group, and it's going to be fire in the belly now. The way we felt after going out in straight sets, I think that's going to be ammunition to go to work, get better in the off-season, maybe make some acquisitions so that our playing list is as strong as it can be, because, we had a good home and away, but we want to achieve more, and the thirst is there.
Yeah, Tim, Campo here. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, I think the club from day one, we've heard from the players about staying in the moment and process-driven, and it just looked like the 2 finals, they went to the hope again and sort of got absorbed with the expectation of perhaps what could be.
Look, potentially you can look at that from afar, and there is a little bit of that. I can see how you'd come to that conclusion, but as we're going through our review at the moment, I think possibly we look at wasn't only our last 2 weeks, we look at probably our last 5 games or so. We seem to come off the boil a little bit. We look at our West Coast game, our North Melbourne game. Yes, we beat Collingwood in what was a great matchup, but we gave away sort of 71 inside 50. So I feel like you look at times in the season when we peaked, and you look at great wins against Sydney and the Bulldogs, and we were hitting some form, and we're a little bit, wow, we're nearly in front of expectation here. And look, we seem to tail off towards the back end, obviously. So I'm not sure if it was handling the expectation, but as a group, we looked a bit tired as well towards the end.
Yeah, and that's fair enough, Timo. It's a long bloody season. It's a marathon. We talk about it a lot. Yeah, and the list dynamic too. Remember, there's a lot of young players that have played a lot of footy, which is great. They've been exposed to it. The other thing too for mine, Tim, was the fact that I looked to Murray Davis and he was there when Brisbane were in a similar situation. So I guess Nixie and you guys that are involved in making the key decisions, that would have been part of the, I guess, try and get him across, not only from a strategic point of view, but similar timelines?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Even from day one in my time, we looked at what we thought were the best rebuilds, and we based one of the key pillars is what we looked at was how Brisbane had achieved what was sustained success. They hadn't actually won the premiership at that time, but they were building. So we brought in Murray, and he's been terrific for the coaching group. He's been great for the playing group. So he has another lens on it because he's lived and breathed it. And unfortunately, we're mirroring Brisbane a little bit too much here. But they went from 15th to 2nd, I think, in 2019 and had that big jump. And unfortunately, they went out in straight sets as well. But it did, and you look at some of the young players that were getting around the Harris Andrews, etc., were playing and got the experience in that finals, and then they went on to play, I think, 7 final series in a row. So if you look at the glass half full, we're mirroring them. But in the moment, especially over the weekend, it was a bit hard to see that. But look, there's been some great growth this year. We've just got to grab hold of it and make sure we improve and get better next season.
If we turn our attention to next year or the list management as a committee and a group, have you got your eye on, or are you trying to woo an established midfielder? Because I think most footy scribes, and certainly Campo and I, are calling every game this year, the midfield just lacks a little bit of class and classy depth, Tim?
Look, that's a comment that we hear, and we probably saw a little bit through the finals with not having Rankin or Rochelli sort of pushing through that, and every team would want more midfield talent. So for us, it'd be something that we're certainly looking at. But I also think that we do have some good players that are on our list and young players that potentially will get more of a run, and we'll get some organic growth through maybe a Dan Curtin or a Sid Draper, and that they can help us get better. But we do need to look at our mix there because it just didn't quite get it done in the finals.
Phil sent a text. We're interactive. I hope you would take this question from him, Tim, and there's a few along this line. So if we're out of a rebuild, are we now into a premiership window?
Well, the build was all around sustained success. So I think we've got to qualify. We've got to put ourselves in the position, and getting the position, in my view, is that we need to aim and aspire for top 4 finishes over the next few years. That was part of our strategy. And if you keep knocking on the door, hopefully we get some success. So from our end, it's about pushing and getting better.
Okay.
And Tim, obviously this time of the year, there's going to be list changes and those sort of things. The obvious one is Smith and Walker, the 2 elder statesmen. Where are they at?
Look, their exit interviews are over the next few days, and they're both wonderful statesmen for the footy club. Taylor played his 300th not too long ago in our first final. So these conversations with both players we haven't actually had. With Taylor, usually we're talking midway through the season, but we have put both of them off to the end of the year. So hopefully we'll make some decisions over the next few days.
Okay. Tim, as always, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for your support this season.
Yeah, good work. Tim Silver's there, Adelaide Crows CEO, getting through a few bits and pieces there. And look, we're getting a lot of people texting in like this. I'm going to spew up, Row, if you keep talking the good news. Well, the good news is this. They went from 15th to 1st. The good news is we've seen growth. The good news is they finished top. Yeah, were they exposed in the finals? But it's not unusual for that to happen. We had Neil Craig on last week, and what did Craigie say? The game will teach you a lesson. And sadly, history will tell you got to have this lesson before the good one comes. Now, it's what they do from here, and they know that. Tim knows that. The coaches know that. The list management know that. Craigie was spot on. Now, did we see them go out like this, not win a quarter? No. Now that's the disappointment, and I'm sure that is with the coaches. A lot of players were down. Now, people are blaming the flu and all sorts of things. Well they don't use them as if buts and candy nuts. To not win a quarter is disappointing. The hope, we all had the hope. Some of us had unbridled hope that you go to the final. But there's nothing wrong with that. No. And that's why, to these text people, You can spew up all you like. It was a growth year. They did improve. They backed in their strategy and their people, and we've landed here. Now let's go the next step. That's what bloody footy is.
Well, and as supporters, we get it. I'm on the other side now. You want them to, but were they ever going to be happy unless they win a premiership? Only one team wins.
That's it. Well, Tim's talked about sustained success.
Yeah, that's what you want, 100%.
Let's look at the model.
Yep.
Geelong.
Yep.
15 years with Chris Scott, 10 prelims. Now, that's extraordinary. It's won a couple of flags. Could we win this year? The Crows are setting themselves up for that. That's the template and that's the model. And we're on it starting with.
They're the top.
And I guess that's why a lot of people are saying, we're out of the rebuild. Well, clearly they are. It's a bloody young group. They had a lot of luck with injuries, no question. Had a favourable draw. Well, she all starts again. They'll be playing top 4 teams, all of that stuff. They'll be ready for it.
It's interesting, though. Tim makes a good point. The Curtins and these guys, Drapers and the
I said that on the Bricky show this morning.
But you got to play them. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
You got to be strong enough and conviction enough as a coach for him to go, that didn't work, I'm going to bring this guy in. That's probably, I guess, where the frustration comes from the supporters about, we know that. We know we got some young players through there. You heard Cook and you heard McAndrew and you heard there. Yeah. You got to be brave enough as a coach to actually go, no, I want to see him at that level.
I think they've jumped that shark. I reckon they are now.
Draper?
Well, okay.
Pedler?
Okay. Well, they haven't. Well, no, you're right. But roll back. We were very critical of Dan Curtin not getting played the first year. Very critical at the start.
He was injured a bit, though.
He wasn't. Well, okay. The start of this year, half forward flank. They settled him on the wing. God, look at the season he had. So
strange
it does take time.
Players in positions, isn't it?
Well, it
and
is.
Play him in the right position.
Saligo, Berry weren't starting midfielders this time last year, were they?
No, but
they got a full season there.
I'm confident they know all of that. I am. Anyway, great chat. Tim Silver's our guest. We thank him for his time.
Have your say, 8223 0000 is our number. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can customise your build with Sterling Homes. Let's fire up a bit.
On the 5AA Sports Show, Who the Heat's On? Thanks to the home of fire. Call now, 8223 0000.
So very simple question. We do this every Monday. Who's the heat on? You could win yourself a $100 voucher to the home of fire and go in the running next week. I think we give this away. The $10,000 wood, gas or electric log fire package. That would not be worth missing. So 8223 0000. Who's the heat on? We'll do that next. Here's your traffic.
G'day there. Still got some damp roads from those earlier showers. Take it easy on the drive home. At Penfield, a breakdown. The north-south motorway near Penfield Road. Crash at Salisbury getting cleared up. The Salisbury Harmony Waterloo Corner Road. Another collision at Bridgewater. Freeway up track to the Bridgewater ramp. Port Wakefield Road is closed just past Dublin due to a car rollover. Detours are in place. And got a camera at 5 Drive at Pasadena. The Chemist Warehouse Footy Finals half-price vitamins and cosmetics sale is on now. Stock up and save today. Shop in-store or online now at Chemist Warehouse. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
The NDIS does more than support individuals with disabilities. It paves the way for extraordinary people to thrive. 5AA puts the spotlight on great NDIS organisations like Inspire Care. At Inspire Care SA, nothing is left to chance, especially not who shows up at your door. They match their NDIS support workers with people they genuinely connect with. If this sounds like the role for you, contact Inspire Care SA. Keep listening for more great NDIS companies changing lives across SA on Adelaide's 5AA.
At Edwardstown Mazda, we've got something no one else in Australia has. We have Advantage Plus. That means 5 years factory warranty, an extra 5 years mechanical protection, 10 years roadside assistance, even a guaranteed future trade-in price no matter how you pay. All on top of reduced showroom exclusive pricing. No wonder they're the most reviewed and highest rated dealership in Adelaide.
It's gotta be
Advantage Plus. Only at Edwardstown Mazda.
Life's a journey. As you grow older, every step should bring you more of what you want. And at ECH, they understand that. As one of SA's largest retirement living and home care providers, ECH offers more in every sense. More help at home, more support with your health, or the perfect new home to downsize to. ECH won't tell you where you should be, but they'll always support you to get more out of life. Visit ech.asn.au or call ECH today.
If your car windows smash, crack, scratched or chip, don't stuff around. Call Complete Windscreens, Timmy. Yes, 82694444, the big red koala. Was that a good Timmy?
Well, you should have worded me up to try and do that.
Okay. So when you crack a windscreen, call Complete Windscreens.
Yep. 82.
You got to word them up.
694444, the big red koala remain.
82694444. There it is.
That's the one. Well, look, we're RAA approved repairer. You get same day supply and fit service. We do all the tinting, chip repair, mobile fitters. Got about 15 of them out on the road at the moment. ADAS calibration. The more OE glass you get, the better, because smart glass is the ADAS and all that stuff. It's bloody expensive. So if you're insured, you can pick your repairer of choice. So pick Complete Windscreens. If your excess is a lot, say $1,000 or $800, which is what insurance companies are doing, we'll come under it and we'll save you some money. So don't go just, you know what, let your fingers do the talking. Call this number.
82694444.
You sounded right,
And the
Timmy.
big red koala.
The big red koala Complete Windscreens.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Enjoy classic cars, live music, dancing and entertainment this coming Saturday and Sunday at the Victor Harbour Rock and Roll Festival. Visit rockandrollfestival.com.au.
Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store, to recommend something a little fancy. Here's a very special label to look for, a true product of South Australia. This is a blend for all occasions with an impressive vintage of 50 years. And boy, hasn't it aged well. It comes from a special family too, and you'll find their name is proudly displayed for all to admire. It's FIVEAA, 3 generations celebrating 50 years. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 26 minutes after 5. Still got your chance to get in the running for that Vintec wine cabinet too, with an iconic grand final moment. Stay listening if you want to get in the running for that and win a twin pack of Rusden wines. We're taking your calls to 8223 0000.
Oh, a lot of text, but we love your interaction. Hey, Rowey, how bad are you going? Crows out in straight sets, sample crows out in straight sets, Nord lose the last kick of the day. Oh, well, son, there's always fishing. Hang on. There's no fish in the sea. They're all dead.
I've got one. Special one. One from Tim from Positano. When Port lose, it's a home final. When Port lose a home final, it's a choke. When the Crows lose 2 home finals, it's a learning curve. Timmy's on
Timmy. He's had too many bullet reviews.
On the 5AA Sports Show, Who the Heat's On. Thanks to the home of fire. Call now, 8223 0000.
You almost up asked 5, a bit wet out there. My heat's on Zach Merritt, Essendon captain. He wants out and he wants to go to Hawthorn. He's likely going to win his 6th best and fairest, and he's not going to go. That's the modern thing, isn't it? I was going through Oscar Allen from West Coast looking like he's going to leave and go to the Lions.
Brisbane, yeah.
You told me this one. Ryan Griffin from the Bulldogs to GWS in 2015 was a captain. Lee Colbert, Geelong to North Melbourne. But it's as rare as Rocking Horse, you know what, isn't it? That's, I cannot, anyway.
It's an awkward one, isn't it?
It's awkward. What's yours? Who's the heat on?
Well, it's probably a theme of the day. Adelaide's list management. The gaps in the midfield. Walker's contract. Does he yes or no? Landing another big fish. So they've got the war chest because they went with Wanganeen Miller. So they've clearly got some cap space to do it. So here, I wrote down some, if you reckon these blokes might have helped at the moment. So since 2018, the Crows could have had a crack at one of these midfielders in the draft. Butters, Day, Young, Sarong, Wanganeen Miller, or Max Holmes. They could have had a crack at any one of those.
Not listening, not
Do you reckon
listening.
they'd help at the moment?
Not listening, not listening. You know.
Buts.
Well, and Bix used to say it to me, Rowey, every club has misses.
Correct, 100%.
And he's correct. Hello, Simon at Seaview Downs.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah, I know you are.
Hi, Stephen.
Who's the heat on, buddy boy?
Hello. Hey, Stephen and Tim. How are you, fellas?
It's actually Campo. Tim's in Lake Como.
Sorry, yeah. I just jumped on and the first time caller, so I don't normally rap about this stuff, but I reckon the white hot heat should be on the AFL board and Andrew Dillon over the Isaac Rankin and Bailey Smith saga. The hypocrisy and the double standards across the board. And I'm just looking, I've heard nothing. I'd like to please explain as to why, Bailey Smith seems to get off on something which, if you put it on the pub test, doesn't pass the pub test.
Yeah, you're spot on.
One player on the field and another to a woman photographer in the stand, and it's cricket.
Yeah, Simon, it's a good point. The heat is on them, but they don't care. Let's go to Seaford. Hello, Trev.
G'day, mate.
Heat's on who?
Well, I reckon they can put the heat on Eddie Maguire, because when Collingwood lose this week, he won't be yap. And that vicious way he delivered the message on Rankin, he should not be delivering any AFL message again.
He seemed to be in front of the curve with that one, didn't he? I didn't like that either. No. Hey, Trev, the heat's on. Done. Dave at Ridgehaven.
I'm going to go something completely different, guys. I'm going to say the Australian cricket team coming up for this summer. You've got Cummins out injured. You've got Morris from WA that's going to be out for the season. Hazelwood under a cloud. So there's your bowling attack that's looking pretty limited. And at the top order, they still haven't sorted that out, and they're probably going to go in with a half-baked, top order. So I'm going to say the Australian cricket team as a whole, and probably their succession planning. They've just left. I think they've rested on their laurels for too long.
This is a great one. He is the winner. Dave is the winner. I'm fearful for this Ashes series. I am fearful. Everything he said is spot on.
It's pretty bleak, isn't it? On your home shores, you should be going in pretty confident, but this has been left too long.
So is this the challenge around once again, you talk about making decisions around depth and giving younger players opportunities and those sort of things. They've been pretty staunch. I mean, it's a little bit different. There's probably only 3 that get a crack at it, isn't there? But surely...
They've got Constance in there. But you know what? I will spew up. I will spew up if Joe Root gets a ton on our shores, because he hasn't yet. I will spew up. Oh, God, will I spew up.
You'd want to hope this isn't the West Coast Eagles of 2018 win a flag and then just drop off a cliff with the Australian cricket team. But
there's enough around. They'll be
the
right.
old bodies.
Hey, what
have
does
been
Dave
looking too long. He's got himself the $100 voucher to Home of Fire. So congratulations, Dave.
Well done, Dave.
Head to Norwood for that. They've got a fantastic 50% off sale at the moment for all your flaming needs at 126 McGill Road, Norwood. And in the running, I believe next week is when we'll do this, the running for the $10,000 wood, gas or electric log fire package. So if you've ever won the Who's the Heat On segment over the last 9 weeks, you might be winning that very, very soon.
How good.
It's got the 5:30 headlines coming up here on 5AA, and then next we'll speak to Bill Sanders.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. Fire crews remain at the scene of a piggery fire at Dublin, which is expected to burn into the night. The Albanese government's being accused of promoting an alarmist climate report instead of dealing with high energy costs. Premier Peter Malinauskas says SA shouldn't be excluded from hosting State of Origin games just because we have gather round. And the future of several Crows is up in the air now their season's over. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Few passing showers to take it easy on the drive. Look out for a breakdown at Penfield, the north-south motorway near Penfield Road. Crash at Salisbury, the Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road. Another collision getting cleared at Bridgewater. Freeway up track near the Bridgewater ramp. Bit out of town, but Port Wakefield Road is closed just past Dublin due to a car rollover. Detours in place with the Camera Doors Road, Melrose Park. Cosmati Gomez's chicken mini meal, a big eat at a mini price. Mini chicken burrito with free-range chicken fries and drink, just $12. Grab yours today at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Showers tonight and tomorrow with a high of 17, at the moment 18. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
There are no sightings of Desi Freeman.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
This is the biggest manhunt in Australian history, biggest police manhunt in Victorian history. No sign of him.
Given what his political views were, he was a full-blown enemy of the state.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
I think it's eminently possible he had some sort of perfectly serviceable long-term compound set up in a secret location that he just went to after this happened.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong, at home. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there's no place like home. Let us help you stay where your heart is. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
Australia's cheaper home battery program is here, and it's your chance to save thousands on a new home battery system. With up to 30% off battery installation, NRG Solar can help you claim rebates worth up to $18,500.
Yeah, whether you're adding a battery to existing solar or starting from scratch, this is the moment to act. NRG Solar are ready to help you maximise your savings, and yes, systems installed from now are still eligible.
Great company, one of the first on the market and still leaders in NRG Solar. Fantastic. They're local experts. They'll guide you through your options and help you look into a rebate. Visit nrgsolar.com.au or call 1300 858 160 and get ready for lower bills and real energy independence. I'll do that again. That's 1300 858 160.
Final tickets are selling right now. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is about to sell out early, so now is the time to finally get your tickets. Don't look back on this with regrets. Lock in and unlock the $4.6 million grand prize. It's your last chance to win the mortgage-free life in Walkerville. Get your tickets today. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Well, Max Bashier is a giant of sports administration and particularly football. And it was Max Bashier's determination, resilience and commitment that actually saw the formation of the Adelaide Football Club. And his focus on protecting South Australian football interests from powerful Victorian football interests was a hallmark to the way in which he approached the task. A man of integrity, a man of absolute commitment, and someone with whom football in South Australia owes a great deal of gratitude and thanks for how he positioned football and its growth in South Australia.
It's 23 minutes to 6.
Yeah, great words there from John Olsen. We lost, well, the grandfather of the SANFL, a man who dedicated 50-odd years to the SANFL, steered it through the good and the bad times, more good than bad. Always put the game first. I love that about Max. Max Bashier AM joining us, Crow's inaugural CEO, then Chairman Bill Sanders. Bill, thanks for your time.
Hello, Stephen.
He was a great of our game, wasn't he?
No question about that. And it's a very sad day for a lot of people, but particularly I think for his close family, Jane, Anne, granddaughter Sophie and Georgia. I mean, what we saw publicly was Max, the football administrator, but behind that, he was a very, very committed family man and just upheld all the family values that you'd expect from a man with his integrity and honesty.
Yeah, he was statesman-like, certainly that. What was his style? He was a smart, prominent lawyer by day and then a great administrator by night, if you like, with us, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're right, Stephen. I mean, he excelled in law. Firstly, working in criminal law, and then later becoming pretty much an expert in licensing, with hotel licensing and the like. So that really sort of set him apart from a lot of people. But I think he was a very shrewd, wise man, and never, when he spoke, there was not too much nonsense. I never heard any nonsense come out of his mouth. Very measured in what he said, very careful in what he said, and very careful where he said it. And he was just what I would call an authority, a revered man who steered SA football through some very, very turbulent times. And to sustain that for sort of 25 years, because there were a number of times that position would be under threat. And Max was able to stave off those threats and maintain his position as president of the league.
Yeah, Bill, I mean, he was small in stature, but must have been a great negotiator. He saw, the inception of, Football Park going down there, and then obviously the lights with the residents, those sort of things. And then obviously when Port decided that they wanted to throw their hat into the ring for a licence, and then the Crows obviously got one, so he saw both of those. You were obviously involved heavily with the Crows. How difficult was that, and what did you see in Max in terms of being able to get that over the line into the AFL?
Well, once again, was his guile and his skill in negotiating. The story has been well recorded of the meeting in Melbourne where Port Adelaide had signed a heads of agreement, and Max and Lee had a meeting with Ross Oakley and Schwabby and a couple of others in Melbourne, and Max, without authority, put $1 million on the table, because that's all the Vics were interested in, money, because at the time all the Victorian clubs were in trouble, and he was able to see that was the key that was going to open the door to get a composite team into the AFL competition at the time. So that required a lot of guts, because he did it without any authorisation. When he came back, he got the authorisation, but it took a lot of courage, and at the same time, he was able to see that through and follow it through. And they were very turbulent times, particularly there's a lot of court matters and suing and libel. There was just a crazy pace that everything was going, and it needed his calming influence to keep things under control, and that's what he did.
I know he wasn't at the helm as the chairman of the SANFL when the move from Football Park went back to Adelaide Oval. Did you ever have any conversations with him? Was he a fan of that or not, Bill?
I had a lot of them because we both disagreed. Just prior to that, well, I mean, there was always the view that, we were out of it then, both of us, and we had the view that there was a licence agreement that was in place that would circumvent anything like that. Now, as it's been proven, it's been the right move. But at the time, when football owned that stadium, and the Crows, we'd just spent another 40 or 50 million on extensions, and then a week later to find that football was going to be taken away, it was a real kick in the guts, and it hurt, and a lot of the conditions upon transferring to Adelaide Oval never came to fruition, I'll call it, because I think possibly at that time football was a little bit disadvantaged, but as it's turned out now, the proof's in the eating, and you can see what a financial success it's been.
Yeah, are you a bit like?
But it did hurt him at the time, that's for sure.
No, he's a ripper. Max Bashier, AM. We lost him, and Billy Sanders is just a bit of a tribute. But while we have got you on, Bill, we went out in straight sets. Everyone's calling us chokers. How did you see it while I've got you?
Look, I was speaking to small function about 8 weeks ago, and I was asked that question, where do you think the Crows will finish? And at that stage, I think we were sitting second or close, we were right up there. And I figure we're about a fifth or a sixth side.
Okay.
I didn't think we had the quality right throughout to go into games like these, you need pretty much your A graders on every line, and I felt we're a little bit light on in a couple of areas, and I'm not trying to sound smart, but at the time when I said I thought we were about a fifth or sixth, a lot of people, bullshit, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I walked away from that, or perhaps I don't. And but as it's turned out, I think when the dust has settled, I think it's probably proven to be correct, because I do think that we're just a bit of light on for perhaps 3 or 4, what I call A graders. Yeah. So let's hope we can sort of plonk a couple in and develop a couple and get back up there. But we're not far from it, but you can see the difference. There are obvious differences when the whips are cracking in these finals, and we were just left a bit short.
Yeah, they had us in the grand final. Anyway, hey, Bill, well done. Thanks for your kind words on Max Bashier. I know you were close to him. And condolences.
Yeah, very close. Good, wonderful man, and condolences to Jane and the family.
Yeah, my word, family, friends, condolences. Bill Sanders, our guest. Bill. Thanks, Bill.
We'll keep taking your calls as well, 8223 0000. Your thoughts around the footy over the weekend?
Yeah, well, let's do it. There's another text by Maria. Unbelievable. No nonsense came out of Max Bashier's mouth. Plenty out of Rose.
I thought you've been good. I think you've been balanced.
Yeah, well, we did choke. We did go out in straight sets, and it is a record and all that sort of stuff. I can't defend that, but I like the fact that we're on the dance floor and we had a crack, Campo.
Still a few texts around why Josh Rochelli was on the sub. I think that's a few people there's a lot of people that even us were.
Well, it's going to be one of those moments.
I don't think Nixie ever got asked that in the press conference.
Which was a bit poor. No. But if he was on, we would ask him that. But it's a bit like we asked Neil Craig after he left Massey on Buddy Franklin. The very next day, Cornsey and I did, after he'd kicked 7 and they won an elimination final. And Craig goes, oh, no, I'd do that again. So this is another one of those moments. Would you play Rochelli or this will be one of those moments. Hello, Chris.
Yeah, g'day, guys. I was at both games. Really, really, really disappointed, both finals. Campo, I know you're, the midfield guru and you go on about the midfield, and I totally agree with you, right? Here's my thought, a couple of points here, and just I want to get your feedback. Midfielders generally come into their sort of best footy when they're around that mid-20s mark. So if you look, say, 6, 7, 8 years ago, that'd be where those 18-year-olds we drafted would be sort of coming into their best part of their football career. Yep. So Gallucci, Paholke, Jones, McHenry, Hamill, Schonberg. There are 6 absolute misses, aren't there? Complete misses. Now, I don't want to pot anyone because I know how hard AFL football is, but there are 6 complete misses. We in 10 years, we haven't drafted a gun midfielder. I know we've got Sid Draper waiting, but he didn't play any much this year. We drafted Charlie Edwards as a midfielder at pick 21. He sat in the sample for 2 years playing off half back. I just want to get your view on that, Campo. And also on Nicks. I heard you defending Nicks Rowey earlier, and I don't want to pot Nicks. I like Matthew Nicks, but we've just finished his 6th year, number 6, as our coach. Now, coaches don't last very long in football when there's no success, and we've just finished our 6th year in the Hawthorn game was diabolical. The blowtorch just has to be on him more.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Chris. I take your point, and through that period though, what you got to remember as well, they ended up going key position players, not midfielders, through that time. So you think of Phil Thorpe, you think of Fogarty, you think of Mackesy. That was a bust as well. He was a first rounder. So they went key position players at that stage. And I agree, because those guys were at the time, because I was there at the time when they drafted them, and we all wanted leg speed, and I still remember the day when Paddy told me that he was going to be no longer. I said, we got to go get a 190-plus speed and power, big guy like Dangerfield to help through the midfield. Now, for whatever reason, that didn't happen. But, yeah, you're right. But that's the choices you make. And you could go through every club and go, geez, we should have had that. We should have had that. But we did have a lot of misses. They could have got Tim English, through that tier. That was one that there was a conversation around him as well. So, but, yeah, if you look across the journey, I think they've gone more key position players in their high draft picks, in those first rounders than what they did midfielders.
But I think there was misses, and that's clear. I've done a study on it, basically. But the other two things that we didn't do in that period was attraction of stars and retention. Look at the players we lost.
Yeah, but that I can defend some of those, though, because that
Lever?
Lever
was money.
Well, Lever was money. He wanted to go home. Dangerfield wanted to go home. Charlie Cameron, he got sick of the bubble in South Australia and wanted to go to Queensland, and his was about money as well. Well, McGovern was a choice that we made at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we're going to take a break. Can we quickly play Nixie on Rochelle before the outbreak?
This is what Nixie said.
In hindsight, it's easy to say we would have done this and we would have done that, but 10 weeks out of the game is a big ask. We got Joshy on at half-time. We felt like the game needed to change. I don't think everyone would have felt that. And probably, unfortunately, it's a big ask for someone like Josh. I mentioned it pre-game. He's done an unbelievable job to even get himself back to play this year. He's a pro. He was hungry to come in and try and help, but give some of the best players in the game after 10 weeks out are going to really struggle with that. So that wasn't necessarily the difference tonight.
Well, that's the counter argument.
Well, it wasn't the difference, but he was picked to play.
Yeah,
so he's right to go.
You got to start.
I'm not buying that one.
Hey, all the way through the last week, we've been giving you the chance, all thanks to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, to win a twin pack of Rusden, but then also go in the running to win a 50 bottle and filled with 50 bottles worth of Vintec wine cabinet and Rusden Wines all the way through, which is just such a great prize. It's valued over $4,000.
Please.
So you want to get into this draw. It's very easy. We play a simple competition here where we play a piece of audio. It's an iconic grand final moment, and you just have to call in and tell us what it is.
But he's off target. It's rolling towards the boundary line.
Now, what is that moment? Sounds like it might be a little older than some of the moments we've had recently.
Oh, my brain's ticking.
Okay, if you know what that is, call in 8223 0055. We'll play that next. Here's your roads.
A few passing showers, particularly heavy around Elizabeth and Salisbury at the moment. Take it easy on wet roads. Breakdown at Penfield getting sorted. The north-south motorway near Penfield Road. Another crash at Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road. And if you're heading north today, Port Wakefield Road is closed just past Double due to an earlier car rollover. Detours in place. Camera, Goodwood Road, Colonel Light Gardens. MG is giving you $2,000 cash back on the MG3 and MG ZS plus a 10-year warranty. T's and C's apply. Visit your MG dealer today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Join Rowey and Timmy G in the studio every afternoon with 5AA's live video stream of the Sports Show. Visit Stillwell Hyundai, Ingle Farm, and take a test drive today to find your perfect Hyundai car. Bridge Road, Ingle Farm.
It's spring. Time to freshen up more than just your house. At Wayville Hyundai, spring in for a spring service and get 10% off when you book online. Enjoy faster bookings, a full service, free wash and vacuum, plus the benefit of flexible payments with Afterpay available. It's the easiest spring clean and service you'll ever do. Book your service at wayvillehyundai.com.au/service to receive 10% off. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck. Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Budget with a budget renter truck is quick and cheap. Well, half your luck when you budget with a budget renter truck.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. For 50 years, they've been building quality homes here. So whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, if you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Plan your next getaway with the experts at Spark Travel, where every journey begins with a friendly conversation. King William Street in the city or sparktravel.com.au.
Get summer ready with TJM. Whether you're hitting the beach or heading off-road, TJM has the latest in four-wheel drive and camping gear to keep your adventure ready. Check out our brand new 270-degree freestanding awning, rooftop tents, camp chairs, fridges and everything else you'll need for the ultimate outdoor setup. Drive with confidence all summer long with TJM's range of bull bars, vehicle protection and premium suspension options, including GVM upgrades. TJM Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 6 minutes to 6. Liam McBean, Glenelg fans, is going to join us after 6 o'clock. It is grand final week in the sample, but we are giving you a chance to get into the running to win this Vintec wine cabinet valued at over $4,000. Just tell us what this iconic grand final moment is.
But he's off target. It's rolling towards the boundary line.
Well, if Ben gets this wrong, he's going to get a crusty from me. Ben, what is that magic moment?
G'day, Rowey. That would be when Wayne Harms had the ball right on the boundary line and tapped it across to Ken Sheldon, who kicked his third the match.
Buckley gets it out to Harms now. He's pursued by Brewer, but he can't catch him. Harms fires at the goals, but he's off target. It's rolling towards the boundary line, and Harms almost makes ground. He tips it back to Sheldon. It's a goal!
Kenny Sheldon. It was out by a metre, apparently. It was in row 3, someone said here.
It's not Kenny Sheldon.
Hey, Benny, well done.
Thanks, Rowey. I think Brett Bartlett came across some footage a couple of years ago that had a different angle that showed that it was actually in.
Yes, I have seen that. I'll try and pull that up.
Hey, Ben, well done. All thanks to our mates at Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Black Gut Shiraz. Visit rusdenwines.com.au. You are in the running.
Love the chance tomorrow.
Benny, we will. We'll do it all week. Let's go to Jim at Ingle Farm.
G'day, guys. I've been a Crow supporter since their inception back in 1991. I just want to say, great show tonight. I really love listening to Silvers, putting his spin on things, and especially Bill Sanderson. It's been a really good show. And even that insight with Campo early when he's talking about certain players leaving the club and all that, the things behind it, like us supporters, we never understand it. We just say, well, how come we're losing players of quality like this? But you certainly explain it. But look, just quickly, I, like many supporters, was disappointed about Friday night's game, but I did manage to pull some saviour out of it, and that's with the women knocking off Hawthorn over in Melbourne. But that was a ripper effort by our ladies. And also, I watched the game yesterday between Glenelg, Norwood, and the skill and the bloody pressure that was applied. It was really good for the day.
Yeah, good work, Jim. Thanks for that.
Great
a lot
game.
of people are texting in and everyone that goes to air, like Jim, will go in the running for that AFL Grand Final. I went and watched the Cockle Divers play.
Oh, did you go to
mate of mine,
Porties?
Jars is the coach, and they
Was
beat...
Fitzy there?
Fitzy was
Yes, he
there.
was.
They beat Happy Valley. It was a great game. God, I love community footy. It was Christie's Beach, good little ground down there. But well done to Jars. He's into a grand final.
Wow. Southern Footy
Yeah,
League.
but there's a lot of people that are saying their finals have been on. We'll try and read them all out this week because it is a great achievement at any level to get to a grand final and then win it is fantastic. So my new team, now that Nord's out and the Crows are out, of the Cockle Divers.
That is great. So they knocked off... so Happy Valley's into the grand final against Port Noarlunga. They knocked off Flaggies. Yes, the Flaggies have been... Flaggies have been very good for a long time.
They have. They knocked them off. Absolutely smashed them.
All right, first a second, and that'll be great. We've got Adelaide Footy League finals to talk about as well after the 6 o'clock news, and Liam McBean ahead of the Samford Grand Final.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
September 20, lock it in. It's BYD's world's biggest EV test drive day, and we're going all out to break the record for the most EV test drives in a single day. Be part of the action on September 20. Test drive a BYD and unlock exclusive in-store offers available one day only. This is your chance to be part of EV history, but only on September 20. Spots are filling fast. Register online now at BYD, Medindi, Fullerton or St Mary's.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement, while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30am. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, mate?
I've been thinking about this for a while. I think I'm going to move out.
Oh, son. Honey! Get on the phone to Lonsdale Marine and RV. We're hitting the road!
When you're finally free to explore, do it with Lonsdale Marine and RV. We tailor everything to how you want to travel. Big fridge, solar, slide-out kitchen, anything you like. Don't settle for a showroom clone. Check out Lonsdale Marine and RV, 30 Donegal Road, Lonsdale.
At Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, the swear jar taken on a whole new meaning.
Yes, the Urban swear jar is about their pledge to do everything possible to make sure your bathroom or kitchen renovation experience is the best it can possibly be.
They're a great team. Oh, my God. Sean is the guru of kitchens at Urban with over 30 years' experience. Sean swears to deliver the kitchen of your dreams with minimum fuss and interruption to your home.
Yep.
In and out, they say. In and out.
Yep. And also they've got Aaron and John are the plasterers for Urban, and they both swear to always clean up after themselves. Can get a little bit messy with their old plasterers. You never know. They've been there, Rowey.
Yeah, they're great. It's a great team. So for a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers tonight and tomorrow, a high of 17. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig.
As finals footy gets tougher, nothing's built tougher than TJM 4x4, Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
The tributes are continuing for Max Bashier. The SA footy legend has died aged 98. His contribution to football both on and off the field is being remembered, as well as his legal career. 5AA's Graham Corn says he was instrumental in SA's entry into the AFL.
The Crows didn't happen without Max, even though it was more premature than he would have liked. You know, they were angling to get much better entry conditions to go into the AFL. He was blindsided by the Port Adelaide bid to go in and had to react pretty quickly, but he did that.
Fire has engulfed a piggery at Dublin. Spontaneous combustion of hay bales is being blamed for starting the blaze. Rob McLean from the CFS says there's no danger of it spreading.
This fire is ongoing and CFS volunteers will remain on site well into the night to ensure the property is safe. RSPCA and PIRSA are also on site to assist landowners with stock loss.
A 76-year-old man from Mount Barker is fighting for life in hospital after being hit by a car at Oakbank this morning. It happened on Onkaparinga Valley Road. The driver of the car wasn't hurt. Major crash officers are investigating. ANZ is facing a $240 million penalty for financial misconduct, with the financial regulator calling for urgent action to address a history of compliance issues. The bank admitted to unconscionable conduct relating to bond trading, misleading customers about the interest rates on saving accounts, and failing to swiftly respond to hardship notices and fees being charged to dead customers. ASIC Chairman Joe Longo says they've had to take action against the bank 11 times in 10 years.
The issues we have found in the bank's different divisions are a mix of widespread misconduct, repeated failures, and an unacceptable disregard for the trust customers put in banks. Trust is central in financial services.
A key National senator believes the coalition will walk away from net zero emissions by 2050. It comes despite a new report showing more severe heat waves and flooding. Matt Canavan believes the study's deliberately alarming and won't do anything to reduce high energy costs. He says net zero is not the answer and the opposition must have a clear position on that.
How are we going to win elections if the parliamentary party has a policy so diametrically opposed to the core membership of the party? I mean, those things don't compute. It just doesn't work. We are a grassroots party. We're at our best when we're in line with our grassroots, and that's our biggest advantage.
And US President Donald Trump has confirmed he will attend the funeral of activist Charlie Kirk. He was shot dead last week while addressing students at a campus in Utah. The funeral's taking place in the early hours of tomorrow, our time. President Trump says he'll be there to support the Kirk family.
We lost a great person. I'll be going on early Sunday morning. We're going to Arizona, taking some people with us on Air Force One.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
State of Origin football is set to return next year. WA will host Victoria in Perth on the 14th of February. Premier Peter Malinauskas is also keen to get it here to SA.
First and foremost, we would like to be able to secure gather round to our state because that's the big economic driver within AFL footy at the moment, outside of a grand final. But we don't want to see State of Origin eluding South Australia just because we have gather round. So, you know, in some respects, you could accuse us of wanting to have our cake and eat it too.
The Crows' wings may have been clipped in their rise to the grand final, but skipper Jordan Dawson isn't prepared to use his foot as an excuse for his performance.
It is a long season and everyone's dealing with different things, so I can't say that as an excuse, no. I'm not too sure. I'll have to chat to the doctors over my medical and figure out what the go is, but yeah, that's not a reason for me to make any excuses.
Well, Jordan De Goey insists he's the freshest player on Collingwood's list after taking an extended break to get his body right for finals. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Fit and firing when it matters most. Jordan De Goey insists his injury woes are a thing of the past.
You know, I'm the freshest of the list. I think all the boys have made that pretty clear. You know, the body feels really good.
The star Collingwood midfielder took an extended break from round 10 until round 21 to get his body right.
Yeah, in a way, I do feel like I need to pay the rest of the team back. Such a long year and the boys did such a fantastic job to be in the position they were in.
One of the Pies' best in their win over the Crows, De Goey hopes for more of the same against the Lions in Saturday's prelim.
We're in some good form at the moment and hopefully we can keep that ball rolling.
And in the AFLW, scans have confirmed key forward Caitlin Gould broke her wrist in Sunday's win over Hawthorn and could miss up to 2 months. She'll undergo surgery tonight. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
If you're passing showers, take it easy on greasy conditions for the drive home. Penfield, breakdown, north-south motorway near Penfield Road. Mawson Lakes, twisted traffic line, Main North Road near Maxwell Road. And Port Wakefield Road closed just past Dublin due to a car rollover. Detours are in place. Camera tonight, Glenburn Road, Burnside. Pizza Hut are giving away 55,000 freebies. The best deals are on the download, only in the Pizza Hut app. Sign up and check out what's dropped now. Ends October 31, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers tonight with the chance of a thunderstorm. Showers again tomorrow, 17. A possible morning shower on Wednesday, also 17. And mostly sunny Thursday, up to 24. At the moment, 17. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, the sporting world is mourning the death of SA football administrator Max Bashier, who's died at the age of 98. Strong winds lash SA, bringing trees and power lines down across the state. And ANZ has been slapped with an eye-watering fine for ripping customers off. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
Today we're learning more about Holistic Care SA. We have a big fan here. Maggie, walk us through your journey with Holistic Care SA.
Harley has several disabilities. He's gotten to an age where he had to live independently. They were the best people that we've made contact with. Many times we've had other providers who have not kept in contact with us. With Holistic Care, they're in contact with us just about every day, letting us know what's going on, what the challenges are that Harley has.
So what changes have you seen since your stepson's been in supported independent living with Holistic Care SA?
Oh, he's just blossomed into a nice young man. This is more like a family. He's able to cook for himself in cleaning and bowling and all those good things he loves to do.
As Tracy, the founder of Holistic Care SA, says, everyone deserves the chance to become who they're meant to be. For a friendly chat about supported independent living, visit holisticcaresa.com.au.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes after 6 here on this Monday. It is grand final week here locally in South Australia. We have the Sample Show coming up at 6:30. Matt Panos will preview a huge game, Sturt and Glenelg. We'll have some special guests as well from both sides, as we will in just a moment too from the Glenelg Footy Club. And then locally, Adelaide Footy League. We're going to speak to Alex Coots as we do each and every week. It's a big couple of games, or there's a whole range of grand finals across the board for the Adelaide Footy League, so he'll give us the lowdown there too. And your calls, 8223 0000. And if you'd like to win yourself a great Pepper's Truck Wash Cleaning Product Pack, we've got one right here to give away, 8223 0055. You can have that if you're the first caller through. They've got truck strength cleaning products for your car, caravan, boat or your home. If you need to tidy something up, these are the products you need. Search Pepper's Truck Strength online. Let's get to our next guest.
Tigers v the Legs prelim yesterday. Campo, Glenelg won. It was a heart-stopper by 2 points. Joining us is their skipper, our state skipper as well, Liam McBean. Mac, what? You got out of jail, mate. Let's face it.
Yeah, look, it was an amazing game. We probably haven't had the final series that we would have hoped in terms of the way that we've been playing. And yesterday, that was probably more of a credit to Norwood. I think they were fantastic in sort of the pressure they brought around the contest. And despite having a bit of an unfortunate start to the year, they really started to peak at the right time. So, look, we're thrilled to get through to the grand final. We know it was a hard-fought one, but yeah, I think you just got to get there and then the rest sort of unfolds.
Exactly right. You've been there before. Binder had that shot at goal. He had the game on his boot and he pulled it. What was going through your mind?
I must admit, when he took the mark, my first thought was, well, our season's going to live and die on Tristan Binder's foot here, because I thought if he kicked it, we were probably in a bit of trouble. But look, at that point in time, you've got my mind went to, if he kicks it, what do we do next? And sort of how do we try to get some speed out of the stoppage to hopefully get another look at goal? And obviously, conversely, if he misses it, how do we try to kill the game as quickly as possible? So you don't have a lot of time to think out there, Stephen, once the heat of the moment's on. But we're lucky that we've got some really experienced players across the ground that have been in those types of situations before. And, we were able to obviously hold on.
Yeah. 42 inside 50s versus Nord, 33 versus Sturt the week before. You just need to generate a little bit more opportunity up there, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. And, our efficiency once we get the ball inside 50 is really, really high. It's clearly one of our weapons is, some of the players that we have in front of the footy. So that'll certainly be an area that we'll be looking to continually improve on, going into the weekend game. And I've got full confidence and trust in our midfield that, I've got a lot of experience to be able to deliver on the big stage. And clearly Sturt have got some weapons in their engine room too. So it's going to be a cracking battle. And, yeah, definitely hoping that we can have a little bit more forward ascendancy than what we've had.
Yeah, Liam, we spoke to Reeva last Friday and he's obviously inked a 2-year deal. But against Sturt, what did you learn out of there? They kicked 11-6 after half-time. You only kicked 2-6. So defensively as well, you need to tidy that up.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that we probably, looking back on our preparation into the week was probably being able to get on top of some of their key centres of influence in the game. And I think we had a couple of players on the day from Sturt, Casey Boss, Tom Lewis, really high-quality players that got on top of us playing the way that both of them would like to play.
Yep.
And I think that's probably a really good learning point, a pivotal learning point that we were able to take on board at that time, which is you can't get beaten by what you know. And they are clearly really good players, and we've got to put some more time into them going into this week. But then also understanding periods and sort of momentum swings within games. I think historically we've been really great at understanding and reading those moments, but in that game we probably let them get on consecutive goal runs without making too many changes quickly. So you're always learning and growing in this game. I think that's held us in really good stead leading into obviously this weekend.
Yeah, 108 marks against last time. You need to tidy that up as well. But 5th grand final in 7 years, Liam, and you've won 3. I mean, Stoney obviously put a fair bit of foundation in there, and it's been able to sort of progress through. But do you feel like, we saw Adelaide go out in straight sets around, experience or inexperience. You guys have obviously been involved there. You've been in amongst most of those. Is there pressure on Sturt?
Look, I think they'll go into the game as heavy favourites, and to their credit, as they should, given the season that they've had. But what I have learned over the years and the grand finals that we've played in is that by the time it gets to the game on the grand final day, it actually counts for absolutely nothing what's happened beforehand. It counts on the day. And, if I reflect back on 2021 when we went 17-0 to start the year, lost the last game of the season, and then had a nightmare game on the grand final day, it proves to you really that it really doesn't matter the history before you lead into a grand final day. So certainly, to answer your question, we've got some experience. We know what it's like playing big games. Sturt have been in and around the finals. We've obviously played them in a grand final a few years ago. But like I said, once the ball bounces on Sunday, it's a fresh game. Nothing counts sort of before that. So we're just looking forward to the challenge. We're looking forward to coming in and having a bit of an underdog tag attached to us. We haven't had that many times over the last 6 or 7 years, but I'm really excited.
And can you give us a bit of an update on Max Proud? I was watching it, Liam, and felt that knee go straight into my rib cage. Have you spoken to him this morning, and is he a chance to play?
I spoke to him last night and caught him this morning as well, just to sort of see how he's going. Look, I think it's incredibly unlikely that he'll play this weekend, and it's really a disappointing end to what has been an amazing career for Max, an incredible legacy that he'll leave on our footy club. And to have acquired that injury doing what Max does, which is going back with a fly on the ball and getting smashed, it's pretty trademarked for him, but certainly adds some fuel and motivation to our group to want to achieve the ultimate, not just for each other, but for someone that's done so much at this footy club. And, as a result of Max going out, it opens up a door for someone else to come in and to hopefully be a part of another successful campaign.
Yeah, well, you had your defenders taken in the mid-year draft. Now, Maxie boy, have you got coverage? And other than him, is the team fit and healthy? I'm not going to say you look banged up, but it wasn't the normal free-flowing, hard-running Glenelg that I saw, Mac.
Yeah, I mean, back to your point, we've lost some key defenders this year, but what we've been able to unearth has been some really good young players. Cooper Beacon coming into the side and having an impact. Bo Simons, who will be in line for selection, I think, to replace Max, is a young player that's got great composure. I played on a lot in the off season. I think he's got some really great talent. Cal Finlay coming into our side and having an impact. So, yeah, we're going to have to make some moves and shift some things around. But that's what great teams do. They find a way. And you're right, Rowey. I don't think we've been at our game-breaking running best and sort of getting out and spreading the ground. It's probably been something that teams have defended really well across the course of the finals campaign. But certainly we know what we're capable of. And we know that's part of our DNA. And we've had some pretty tough finals. The Adelaide game was a really big contested slog of a game. Obviously, Sturt, made us pay a fair bit last week, and yesterday was another really tight contested game. So what I will say is I trust and I back our players more than anything to be able to get themselves up for another grand final, and then, like I said, the ball bounces and it all starts again.
Well, mate, the 2025 Sample Grand Final, Sturt v Glenelg, there is history alone in that. It's absolutely huge. Liam, all the best, mate. You've had another great year. Finish it off with a big game in the Grand Final. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, great work. God, he's been great for that club.
Oh, what about last year's performance?
If
he does that again, they probably win.
Good luck.
Yep.
Well, actually, you're right. Exactly. Liam McBean, no pressure. Our guest.
Massive day on Sunday. It'll be all live on 5AA in the Grand Final. It's 17 after 6. We'll talk about more Grand Finals next. The Adelaide Footy League wrap with Alex Coots.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
He's one of the most decorated AFL players in recent history.
Bartel.
Catch Cats Premiership legend Jimmy Bartell talking footy each week with Rowey and Timmy G. Thanks to Statesman Windows, Adelaide's most trusted boutique window company. SA family owned and operated since 1980.
Launch into study at Adelaide University and be part of a supportive learning community. Learn from world-class academics and graduate with the skills and experience to step confidently into your career. Search Adelaide University now.
The Gas Shop has the longest fireplace in Adelaide. There is literally a wall of gas fire heaters from all the best brands like Rinnai. And they're all fired up, so you can see how good they look and feel their incredible warmth. And the bonus, the team at the Gas Shop are also qualified gas fitters. It means they can safely install for you too. Heating, cooking, comfort. Turn on to the Gas Shop. 161 Unley Road, opposite Target.
The Albion Hotel is your place, Rowey. Your place to raise a glass, whether it's to a big sporting win, a milestone birthday, or just surviving the week.
I've had some big days at the Albion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great pub. Just changed hands, some great publicans. It's your place to bring the whole family, the kids, the grandkids, that smelly uncle that sits in the corner. Your place just to hoe into an amazing meal, share a laugh, make all the memories, and without doing the dishes.
Yeah, well, that's always a bonus, isn't it? Pop into the Albion's Thirsty Camel Bottle Shop drive-through and ask Adam and the team about the incredible selection on offer with even better prices.
You know they sell Rusden Black Guts there?
Do they?
That is a draw card unto itself. Now, if you haven't already, download the Albion loyalty app. It's your access to exclusive member-only perks, cheeky little offers, and the first dibs on the good stuff. Hey, and there's some good stuff, don't worry. The Albion Hotel, it is your local, your people, it's your place.
It's time for Explorer Caravan's spring stock clearance at 583 Grand Junction Road. Explorer Caravans is clearing all stock. Save big dollars on leading Aussie brands like Franklin, Viscount and Titanium with vans ready to go. Talk to our experts for all the info and tips. Then get a great deal on a new caravan ready to hit the road and chase the sun. Explorer Caravan spring stock clearance, corner Grand Junction and Prospect Roads.
What was that? Oh, I know you're out here somewhere. Where are you?
Searching for a better night's sleep? For over 30 years, Town & Country Mattresses and Beds have helped South Aussies sleep better with custom-made mattresses and electric beds. As an aged care and NDIS provider, they specialise in high-low and electric beds. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, 68 Research Road, Paraka.
It's Tyre Power's Big Footy Final Sale, and the team from Tyre Power is giving you the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger car and SUV tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Toyo tyres, but only at Tyre Power this September. Tackle road safety with a new set of tyres during Tyre Power's Footy Final Sale. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Brodie Kostecki came to this location with plenty of form. He knows the tricks at the bend. And as the reigning Bathurst champion, Brodie is once again the master of endurance racing as a winner at the bend.
No burnout, please.
Well done, Brodie Kostecki and Todd Hazelwood.
Yeah, Dick Johnson Racing won the first Enduro, the bend over the weekend. Brodie Kostecki with SA lad Todd Hazelwood. It's fantastic. They drove near the perfect race. I love the Enduros. Hey, if you went camping there, let us know how it was.
Yeah.
That's a world-class event, the Ben. I'm going to do that one year. Grab the swags, roll it out.
Yeah,
bloody oath it does. It is our Bathurst. They do a great job. Okay, let's do our next little thing here. The Adelaide Footy League are going to wrap up the Men's Division BTR Excavation and the Men's Division 2 Breakthrough Mental Health with our little mate, our little cobber. His name is Alex Coots. Alex, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Now, we're on nickname terms, aren't we? What are you, the Cooter, the Coots, the Big Coot Burger? What do you call yourself?
Oh, I reckon it's 2 minutes count now.
Oh, we'll give us your favourite.
Probably Cootsy.
Cootsy. Okay, well, Cootsy, let's start with the prelim final. Div 1, how did it roll?
Yeah, so it was Golden Grove at 12-11-83, defeating Rostrevor 11-7-73 by 10 points. Michael Cavallaro got the best on ground, and Lockie Pascoe, he only needs 5 more goals in the grand final, which is probably not that much for him because he's kicked many bags this year, and if he gets that 5 against Port District in the grand final, he'll have that ton.
Oh, goodness me. So what's your tip, Port Districts and the Golden Grovies?
Yeah, it's going to be a really close one. I'm tipping the Kookaburras by 5.
Tipping the who?
The Kookaburras, Golden Grove.
Is that what they're called?
Yep, the Golden Grove Kookaburras.
Who called their team the Kookaburras?
You went and supported the Cockle Divers.
Yeah, well, I did too. Yeah, got me there, Sammy.
Right. Do you reckon Scotty Lysette might be the difference? Is he still down at Port Districts there?
Yeah, he is, and he probably, I reckon he will win the ruck contest, but Golden Grove's midfield is just too good, and I reckon that's what will get him over the edge.
Yeah, well, they've got Jake Pittman, who won the medal too, hasn't he?
Yep, Jake Pittman, he won the medal by a long shot.
Yeah, good work.
So that'll be 2:30 at Cooper Stadium this Saturday.
Yep.
And what about the Div 2 one, mate? What do you got going on there? Athelston and Henley.
Yeah, so it was Athelston and Henley, and Athelston came out 21-point winners. It was Connor O'Brien kicking 3 goals for Athelston. It was really led by 4 club performance. It was 3 goals 4 to 1 goal 1, and that's what got Athelston to that 3-goal change win.
And so they're going to meet Tea Tree Gully in the grand final.
Yep, so we played at Highfield Stadium also at 2:30, and it's going to be 1 versus 2, so it's going to be very, very competitive.
Oh, mate, that's game on, isn't it, Alex? Now, are you calling any of these?
I might be calling the Div 2 one, but I could also be calling the Div 3 grand final, which is Armley versus Westminster.
Okay, well done. Well, can I just say, Coot Berger, Alex Cootsey, Adelaide Footy League commentator, this is our last one for the year, so thank you for all your efforts, mate. Outstanding.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And well, it has been our pleasure. And when you grow up a bit more, if I'm still in the chair, I'm quite happy to hand it over to you because I reckon you do a better job.
Oh, I'll still be doing it, don't worry.
Humble little man. Well
Good
done,
work.
Alex. Great stuff.
Well
and
done.
it is finals time,
It
isn't
is.
it? This weekend's
great.
massive.
Speaking of finals, can I just show a quick text? Can we throw in a quick text?
Mate, you do. You
This
run
is
your
from
own
Ryan.
race.
This is from Ryan. Tell Timmy from Positano that the Crows didn't say that they were going to win 3 flags in 5 years. So, yes, Port choked and the Crows are still learning flags.
Call of the day.
Ryan.
I love Ryan,
Yeah,
Was
very
he from
clever.
up the hills, just up the hills way?
Mount
Very
Barker, yes, correct.
witty, clever
Very
man.
good.
He's nearly as prolific as Maria.
Not quite.
Not quite. But
Better strike rate.
He hits
Sharp.
the mark.
Real
He's
sharp.
sharp. He is sharp. Hey, hello, Sam at Marion.
Hey, Stephen and Scott. Stephen, I just got to say, I remember the last couple of years, your coach, Matthew Nix, was saying our game is built on finals football, Stephen.
Yeah, he did.
Well, we've seen it, how built it is. And then after the game, it was like completely different. It's faster. We've learnt a lot. Well, why say in the first place that our game is built on finals? And you, young Stephen,
Oh, God.
we've
Yeah.
been listening to you all week saying this time last week that you're getting confident by
Yep.
the day.
Yeah, I
and
did.
now you're saying, oh, we're learning this.
We're learning.
We weren't expected to
Yep.
win.
Yep.
Which
we're
one
learning.
is it, young fella?
Well, I get myself confused, Sam, so don't expect me to come out.
He flips and flops more than me playing table tennis. You do.
Look, I do. But okay. Who's to blame any supporter of a team? And I know I'm a broadcaster, I'm on air and all that sort of stuff, that doesn't want to wish or hope or jump on the bandwagon and ride your team to a grand final when it's been 7 long years in the wilderness.
Correct. Well, and up until round 23 or round 24, you were right.
Oh, God. Now, if there's any talk of camps by this one.
Oh, don't go there. Now, we are just about to hand over to the 5AA Sample Show, but Rowey, you're off on break for a couple of weeks, so enjoy that.
I'm off with my folks. I'm going to fish all the way from Broome to Darwin.
Oh, that doesn't sound bad at all.
Doesn't sound bad at all.
Enjoy that,
I'm a bit
mate.
nervous of crocodiles, but I've got myself a
Well,
nice
don't go in the
22.
water. Don't use your backside as bait or something like that.
Oh, hang that out over the side. Next minute, snap. and Nettie's in for me. That'll be
Ned
great.
McHenry's
I'm
gonna do
listening
a
every
great
day.
job.
Well done, Campo.
Awesome stuff. We're back tomorrow from 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The Federal Coalition has just recorded its lowest primary vote ever on record.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
The primary vote is at 27%. 27.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
They're a European carp that